Alrighty, welcome everybody to another mock draft here on the MillerFootball YouTube channel. If you don't know me by now, my name is David. I also go by MillerFootball, and today we've got a very special guest rocking a sick Eric Dickerson jersey, and that would be my boy Patrick, aka No Huddle NFL. So before we dive into this mock draft, Patrick, how are you doing today?
I'm loving it right now. It's currently 1:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I just recorded a podcast about 3 hours ago. Feel free to check that out. Shameless plug. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that, but
No, absolutely. We'll put all the links to all that good
yeah.
stuff in the description.
So
Don't
check
worry.
that out in the bio. I imagine that's where you're gonna put it.
In the bio. Yep, that's
Yep.
exactly where it's going to go.
I don't know if you're doing that or if you're gonna like have it pop up on the screen. It's
I'll
really
figure something
creator's
out.
decision here.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a 3-round mock draft. And instead of going back and forth, we're just going to kind of talk through every pick and then come to a consensus pick. That way, I don't know. It's just something different, something I haven't done before, and I'm excited to get into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, starting with the first overall pick in the Carolina Panthers. So, Patrick, I'll let you go ahead and take this one. Just start us out, and then I'll let you know what I
It
think.
isn't predictive, right? Let me just
Right,
make
right,
that
yeah,
clear for everyone.
right. It's
Yeah,
what we
this
would
is
do mock
what we would do.
draft. Mhm.
And on my board, CJ Stroud is quarterback one. You, I
Yeah,
imagine, agree?
I've got Bryce Young as my quarterback one.
Well, we got a little bit of a fiasco already
We
then.
yeah, we got a little bit of a disagreement here. So, what is it that puts Stroud above Young for you?
I think the accuracy that he has is like one of one, right? The
Okay.
floor is just higher, and I guess Young has the high floor,
Hmm.
unless you're worried about injuries, which I guess I'm worried
Right.
about. But with Young, for me, it's more of, and I get it, we're in a league where you want your quarterback to be able to make plays out of structure. Like, I get that.
Hmm.
But for me, I like to see my quarterback be capable of playing in structure. And Young is, but he doesn't want to. When he creates too much pressure for himself, Stroud will stay in a clean pocket. And
Hmm.
then if he needs to improvise, he'll do it. Young will have a clean pocket and then improvise anyway. And it screws him over sometimes. It makes plays way
Yeah,
harder than they need to be.
for sure. The big thing here is specifically with Carolina, we're looking at probably the best situation for a young quarterback to go into. You've got Frank Reich, you've got Josh McCown, you've got a good offensive line, you've got a team that is willing to run the ball to take some of the pressure off of them. And they've added some weapons, obviously, still not ideal, but there's a basis there. So to me, this is a team that doesn't necessarily need to take the quarterback with the highest floor because I do agree, CJ Stroud day one is going to be the best quarterback in this class. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's particularly close, but I also don't think Stroud has as high of a ceiling as a guy like Bryce Young or even Anthony Richardson for that matter. So I think with Young, despite the size, despite him making things harder on himself, I absolutely agree on that front. I think the playmaking ability, being able to create out of structure, his accuracy, his vision, pocket presence, all that good stuff. I just think it's too much to pass on. Like, I hate doing player comparisons. You know that pretty damn well. We've talked about it before. But he's got shades of Patrick Mahomes in him. Call me crazy, but he's
I,
got shades of
I don't
Mahomes.
deny that. Like, he
Yeah.
absolutely does. And like I said, it is a play extender league now.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you just mentioned how good the supporting cast is. And I think that's another reason. And while I understand how it could benefit Young here, I also think that benefits Stroud because you're confident in the supporting cast. You don't need a quarterback that can make up for liabilities on the offensive side of the ball the same way Young can. So maybe that's more of a reason to go Stroud.
That's fair, but again, like you said, it's a playmaker league. It's a league where you need to improvise. So no matter how good your supporting cast is, your quarterback's going to have to improvise. Like Patrick Mahomes, he has arguably the best tight end of all time, one of the best offensive minds of all time, and has had, Tyreek Hill and solid offensive lines in front of him. He still has to go out there and improvise constantly. Or, a guy like Russell Wilson, same deal, who I guess would compare a little bit better to Bryce Young given the size. So, I mean,
I'm fine compromising on Young here. I'd
okay,
still go Stroud personally, but I'm not against Young here at all. So if you want to put that up, I'm completely fine meeting.
okay. It's funny you say that because I think it's okay. I'll put it this way. I would go Young if I'm Carolina, but for the sake of what's going to come with the next pick, I think I would rather take Stroud for the Panthers just because of how much I love the fit for Houston. So I'm willing to compromise as well.
Okay.
So we are in an
Yeah, okay,
aggressive
then put Stroud
gridlock.
here then.
Okay,
Put
okay,
Stroud here then.
okay. We'll go Stroud.
It's also too,
Mhm,
if we were to go predictive, I'm very confident, even though not what the sports book says,
mhm.
but I'm very confident they want Stroud just because of the Josh McCown thing that I imagine you heard about.
I
Him straight
think
up
I heard
saying
about it.
he straight up said to him, like on camera, when you come down to Carolina, I'll play you in basketball or something along those lines.
Oh,
Josh
okay.
McCown is the, I believe, quarterback coach, or he has something to
Yeah,
do with the team at the moment.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think that kind of just confirms it for me, no matter what the
Okay,
sports book says.
valid.
So now the pick here is obvious, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's
Bryce Young. No
absolutely
one's
Bryce
going to
Young.
dispute that.
Hmm.
Texans are going to Texan, but they're not dumb enough. They're still an NFL team.
Yeah.
So,
And now, hold on, before we
Cardinal.
move on to pick 3,
Mhm.
I do want to throw it out there real quick. Like, I don't think CJ Stroud is a bad pick for the Panthers by any means. He's my quarterback too. I think he's awesome. It's just I do think Bryce Young is a little bit better. But
Yeah,
anyways,
it's really a
Arizona.
apples and oranges thing. It's
Right.
preference, really.
Right. For sure.
So 3, I told Miller before this, I have something that I really want to do with pick number 3 here,
Hmm.
and that is trade back. I have the trade that I want written in my phone right now. So let me.
Ooh, okay. We're going all in here.
Yep.
Look at this man coming prepared.
Yep. You know me, preaching preparation.
I didn't do
Uh.
any, so that's great that you're prepared.
Yeah. I mean, I really just prepared for the earlier stuff. Okay.
Fair.
So Detroit gives up pick number 3.
Ooh, okay.
Or
So,
sorry, Detroit gets pick number 3. I
okay.
apologize.
Yeah,
Detroit
so
is
what's the
just getting
trade?
pick number 3.
Right.
And Arizona's receiving pick number 6, pick number 48, and the 2024 second.
2024 second. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Pro Football
And
Network does not like it.
do they not?
So we'll just push it through. We'll just push it through.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was gonna say
Well,
you force it. So I looked
yeah.
in a what's it called? I looked at one of the, I'm not sure if you're enough of like a nerd like me to use the draft value charts when you do your mock trades,
I
but I
can't
do,
say
and
I am, but I
it's
love
about
that you
even.
are. Okay. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, I threw on a future first and they still don't want it. Hold on. I got this. We are going to make this work. We are going to make this happen.
Yeah,
Because
it
I love this
should.
for the Lions as much as I hate it as a Bears fan.
Yeah. And then if you want to debate about who they take here, feel free.
I don't
I
think there's much of a debate.
So Anderson, or you think Carter?
Oh, we're trading up for a defender.
You think they go quarterback?
I thought that's what we were going here. Okay.
That would be really interesting. And
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
against it. I'm not
I
against
thought
it.
I thought this was a trade up for Anthony Richardson.
Listen, that would be stunning. I think any of those 3 moves are great, without a doubt.
There we go. Finally, I just had to flip who was trading what. Okay.
Here's my argument. Again, we're not doing predictive. We're doing if we were in this situation, but we still
Right.
have the same coaching staff, right?
For sure.
Detroit hasn't proven that they could develop anyone yet with this coaching staff.
That's fair.
So that kind of, while I get going for Richardson, he's one of the rawest prospects we've seen in a pretty
So
long
what you're
time.
saying is we take Hendon Hooker.
I like where you're going.
No,
No,
if
but in honesty, it's between Will Anderson and Jalen Carter for me. If you don't go Richardson, Richardson would be
okay.
really interesting,
Uh-huh.
but I wouldn't personally.
Okay. So I don't necessarily disagree with the idea that Detroit hasn't proven they can't develop anybody. In fact, there's no way I could disagree because they haven't. But that being said, I mean, if you're jumping up here 3 spots and you have Jared Goff as your quarterback, who, admittedly played fine last year, are you really gonna pass on a guy that could be like something we've never seen before if developed properly? Like, he's going to have a year or 2 even to sit on the bench and learn and develop from, whoever. And I don't know. You can bring guys in or something. I get. Fuck. Now I can't get this idea of them not being able to develop a quarterback out of my head. You ruined it. Look at
I'm
you
sorry.
being
I'm a man
a
of
Debbie Downer,
honest.
ruining the fun pick.
I'm sorry. I mean, hey, Anderson's fun. You have two of the best edges in the past 2 years available in the draft.
Okay, well,
Right
if this is
near on
what
the same
we would
roster.
do, if this is what we would do, I'm telling you right now, we are not taking Will Anderson at 3. We're taking
You
Jalen
like
Carter.
Carter? Okay.
Yes. Oh my God,
Okay.
yes. Listen, here's the thing, right? What's the biggest issue with Jalen Carter right now? Off the field stuff.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
Questions about
Guys,
stamina too. But
sure. Questions about stamina as well. But the big red flag is, we don't necessarily know what's going on in his head right now, right? He's going through a lot. He lost his teammate. Now he's getting investigated, or I guess not investigated at this point, but tied in legally to his teammate being deceased. And, that affected his pro day. That's affecting some of his interviews. And now there's this whole weird thing where he's not interviewing with anybody outside of the top 10. Like, there's some character concerns, right? That's what we'll chalk it up as. Who better to take a guy with character concerns and flip him on his head and flip that around than Dan fucking Campbell?
I get that. And because we're compromising, we're not taking Richardson, we're not taking Anderson, we'll go Carter. But I will
Okay.
say this. Again, if it were predictive, which it isn't, I think there's no way in hell that Dan Campbell would willingly take a bad personality and put him in this locker room.
I disagree. I think Dan Campbell would be up to the challenge with it. I think Dan Campbell's the type of guy that's willing to be like, I don't want to say a rehabilitation facility because that's pushing it a little bit, but willing to, I guess, almost be like juvie in a way, a character correction center. If I don't see a world where, or let me rephrase that. If I was in charge of the Lions and I have Dan Campbell in my war room, if he says he's willing to take on Jalen Carter, I don't think twice about it. This dude is, in my opinion, not only the best defensive prospect in this class, but the best prospect, period. And, if you're jumping up, you can't be taking Will Anderson.
Yeah. And you're not the biggest Anderson fan. You
I'm not
like him,
by any
but
means.
you're not. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll meet in the middle there. No
Okay.
Richardson, no
Okay.
Anderson. We'll meet with Carter.
Okay.
Colts, this is easy, right? Richardson.
Yep, for sure.
Should fit that scheme really well. I really hope that happens. I'm going to be devastated if it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
no, it's the
now,
perfect fit.
Seattle, I know that you want him taking Wilson even over Anderson.
I would. But since we compromised already, I'm willing
Anderson.
to go
And
Anderson.
most of America takes Anderson here.
Okay, well, I don't care what most of America thinks.
So
I am my own man.
So here's why I also like this Cardinals trade a lot. Cardinals get Gonzalez.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I think that's great for them. They need a corner, and Gonzalez is a stud. So I think that's really a win-win.
Yeah.
Detroit gets what you call, and I think most people, if you just look at on-field product, Detroit got the best player in the class, and the Cardinals got an absolute stud at a position that is extremely important.
I'm going to go a step further, and I'm going to say Detroit and Arizona are both walking away with blue chip prospects.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
I love Gonzalez, man. He is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
In a draft class filled with stud corners, he differentiates himself, and that says a lot.
Oh, for sure. It blows my mind that I have seen people with him as CB2 and even as low as CB4. I don't understand what you're watching.
I was on the Gonzalez #1 train before everyone else was, so I win.
Yeah, well, I watched corners late, but
well, it was
probably wouldn't have been there with you.
Probably. It's easy to say that now.
Right, right.
But it was really the combine performance that got everyone like on his train, right? But for me, just watching the film, the upside was so clearly there, and he's already great. So now we're in it. Do we go corner back to back here, you think?
I think you kind of have to.
Yeah.
The only world where I say you don't is if you look at Chandler Jones and you think, okay, this dude is doing nothing, and you want to go
How much are they paying
edge.
Chandler?
That's a great question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Continue while I look it up. I'll tell you.
But yeah, I mean, Chandler Jones sucked last year. I don't think that's news to
Yeah,
anybody. So bringing in a guy like Tyree Wilson, who, like you alluded to, is my number one edge, and allowing him to learn from not only Chandler Jones but also Mad Max Crosby would be an incredible fit. But I don't think I could name a single corner they have on their roster at this point. Much like Arizona, obviously their secondary is about to get a lot worse when they end up trading Buda Baker if that ends up happening.
$19 million cap hit.
Yikes! How much
Yeah,
longer does he
they
have?
do have they have a potential out
Okay.
after this year, so that's good. And I believe after that it would only be like a $6 million cap hit.
Yeah.
It
So
says 7.2 million.
yeah.
So they could,
Hmm.
but you got to go corner. They
Yeah,
want
I agree.
Josh McDaniels' job is on the line right now. And again, I know it's
Hmm.
not predictive, but I mean, it's on the line. He needs to win. He does.
Hmm.
And if he wants to win, you're not drafting the edge to replace the guy you're paying
Right. For
nearly
sure.
$20 million.
For sure. I don't disagree with that at all.
Atlanta, what do you think here? I think there's some directions to go here.
There are a couple different directions, and I think I want to take one that kind of alludes to something you and I were talking about before we started recording,
Mhm.
and that's the fact that Atlanta's wide receiver room is rough. They've got Drake London, who was solid last year and looked better when Desmond Ritter was throwing him the football. They're hopefully going to have Kyle Pitts stepping up as a pass catcher. And now, you want to make sure Desmond Ritter has all the tools he needs to succeed. That way, you know if he's your guy going forward. So, with a good offensive line, with a good run game, with a great offensive play caller, why not give him somebody who is probably the most reliable target in this draft that can just find ways to get open, whether it's, creating separation or sitting down in a zone somewhere and just having the instincts to be able to find lapses in coverage and just be a super reliable option for the young guy in Jackson Smith and Jigba.
So I get that. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely do. Mm, do you think now if they were to go that route,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might not want to risk it. They could trade back a bit and still get. They might not want to risk someone else because Philly's
He,
not taking. Philly isn't taking a wide receiver. I almost said Cowboys. Wow, Bears aren't taking
I
a
wouldn't say
receiver.
that. I wouldn't say that.
Really?
Yeah, with I mean obviously this is what we would do, but putting it in a more real life perspective, right? Ryan Poles loves to go BPA. He's made that very apparent that that is his draft strategy. He doesn't draft for need. He's taken the best guy on the board. And with how good JSN is, there is a good chance that when you get to 9, he could be the best guy left. And, with Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool both on expiring deals and, Claypool being far from proven as a receiver and having other guys that you need to extend that have proven themselves, like Jalen Johnson and Cole Kmet, then, maybe you do take a receiver and you kind of let Mooney and Claypool duke it out to see who's going to get paid. And then you have a core of Moore and Jigba and then Mooney or Claypool. Wouldn't be my dream scenario as a Bears fan. I'd probably be a little upset at first, but then once JSN's kicking ass on game day, I wouldn't care anymore. But it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility at 9.
So I also am looking a little bit. You being a big Tyree Wilson guy,
Mm-hmm.
you think that's a possibility here?
Oh, at 8, absolutely,
I'm
without a
leaning
doubt.
more towards that. I was just
Yeah.
looking a little bit at Caden Ellis, who I know is a
Mm-hmm.
name. There's a couple of fans of him,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean he's definitely not a bad player. And then they also drafted Ebiketie,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like they have to address it.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyree Wilson, I mean, you love him. I'm a
Yeah,
fan of
I'm
him.
just trying to get him to fall to 9. He is the pick at 8. I mean, he
Okay.
is objectively the best option here.
All right.
You're
I'm
getting
glad
a
we agree
guy
there.
who, yeah, I mean, I think, again, he's not only edge 1, but has the highest ceiling out of the edge class here. He's already a freaky, long, strong menace that can just manhandle offensive linemen. He has a lot of upside as a run defender thanks to that. He isn't the most disciplined guy in the world there, but with proper coaching, I don't see a world where he doesn't at least get better there and is functional. I know you're big on edge rushers that can defend the run, as am I. So, yeah, it breaks my heart to see him go the pick before the Bears, but it just makes too much sense.
So now Bears OT, right?
No, I want to
What
trade
do you,
down.
you do? I'm letting you take
Yes.
full range on this one. This is your
Yeah,
team.
no.
So
Okay, so this is I'm not going to say a dream scenario for the Bears, but Will Levis has fallen to 9. And I don't know where you stand on him. I'm pretty okay with him, but I do think
I'm on that boat.
yeah, he's going to get taken in the first round. This isn't a guy that's going to fall back. So sitting here at 9, I don't see any reason why, as the Bears, you're not calling up every quarterback needy team or letting every quarterback needy team call you. The Bears have already apparently been fielding calls for the 9th overall pick. I know they've spoken to Pittsburgh about trading back. Granted, they're not a QB needy team, but still, there's already proven interest that Chicago's looking to trade back. And I think the important thing here is just generating as much capital as possible, because between the top 4 tackles or even some of the later defensive tackles, I don't think there's a lot of uh, distance between them. So I think you can comfortably trade back here and hope somebody falls to you. The question is, though, who trades up for a quarterback? And
I'm
I
looking at
have
the
I
teams.
have
Oh,
ideas.
you have someone in mind.
I don't have someone in mind. I have a couple of teams in mind, and I kind of wanted to get what you think on that.
All right. Yeah. Just give
Um,
me my options. I'm
yeah,
just filling out the draft board really quick
for sure.
for me.
Uh, Starting as early as 11, I could see Tennessee jumping up for a
I
quarterback.
can. Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, Tannehill is not their guy long term. Malik Willis did not look great, and there's already rumors that they're ready to move on there. Washington, I could see moving up depending on how they feel about Sam Howell. Obviously, they haven't said anything that would allude to not being confident in him, but sitting at 16, it's not like they can just outright say we're going quarterback, because there's no guarantee one's going to be there. And I could also see Tampa doing it. Just, I know they added Baker, but Baker doesn't move me. And I know they have other holes in their roster, but the most important thing is securing your quarterback. And I could see a world where Tampa panics after Brady's gone and jumps up for a quarterback.
So the
And
problem
those,
with Tampa, I
mhm.
think, here would be uh uh what would he, which is great,
You completely
but
cut out. I have no idea what you just said.
I yeah, I thought I cut out for a second. My entire screen
Yeah,
like
you did.
froze for a second. Whatever.
Okay.
We're
It's
good.
all right.
I
We'll
had
cut
to
it out.
close a
We'll
window
cut it
that
out.
decided to randomly open. Yeah. But with
Yeah, we can
Tampa,
cut it in post.
I don't know if they would take a quarterback here because the O-line is so trash and you would have to give up assets in order to trade up. I think if Levis fell
Fair.
somehow, like apparently some teams executives think he'll fall to the second, which I find ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Uh, but if he's there at 19, I get it. Trading up and giving up assets or trading up that many assets, they would be trading up 10 spots, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
10. I think that's just too many assets. I don't think Tampa can.
I don't disagree with that. Out of the 3 teams I listed, I do think they would be the least likely to make the move. But I do see a world where they do it. I could absolutely see them panicking and just wanting to get something at quarterback because, again, what do they have? Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask? That's It's not a
It's not.
quarterback room.
Yeah.
It's not a real quarterback room. So what do we think here? Tennessee or Washington? That kind of leaves us with those
Tennis.
2
I mean,
options.
if someone is trading up just for Levis, I'm I'm looking more at who else might be traded up for because
Oh, okay.
I don't
Okay.
dislike Levis. I don't
Right.
dislike Levis, but I don't know how much I want to trade up for him if I'm a team.
That's
I
fair.
don't. But
I
then I'm looking at the other teams like in the area that won't have
mhm.
to give up too many assets. It's just they all kind of are fine waiting.
Mhm.
I mean, Tennessee, but like they should be trading back, not up. They need assets.
Yeah, fair.
So I get it that you want to trade back here, but I just have questions about who would trade back
All
or
right,
who would trade up
if we don't
to.
like Will Levis like that, I'm cool with staying and picking at 9.
And are you fine picking offensive tackle, or what's the move here? I would go
Oh yeah,
OT,
you
but
go offensive tackle. Absolutely.
offensive tackle in my oh, we both have the same offensive tackle. One.
Do we?
We both have Darnell Wright, I thought.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
Okay. So that's the pick.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Mm.
The only negative to this is the third mock draft I've done on this YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, the one I did with Jackson, where it was a 2-round mock draft, the Bears picked Darnell Wright. In the 7-round mock I just did for the Bears picked Darnell Wright. So
That means that's meant to be.
yeah, okay, we'll look at it that way then. Okay, because I
It's
know
gonna happen again in real life too, and you should be
right.
hype.
Hell
If I'm
yeah,
a
I'd
Bears
be
fan, I'm hype about it.
absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. You get a franchise right tackle at 9. It's not the sexiest position in the world, but god damn it, it's one you need. Can't start Larry Borum next year and expect to be serious.
Definitely not. So then I also need to get Darnell Wright off of here, because for those of you that watched, I talked to David about this. To those of you that watched the 2-hour mock draft I did with Jake Talks for with Jake Talks Sports. Jake Talks Fort. What did I even say? For those of you that watched that, you would know there was when we got to the Chargers, I had a little bit of a moment, because Josh Downs was picked like 20 picks earlier, and I just didn't know. And my entire plan was based around Josh Downs being there, and he wasn't. So I like panicked for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure that I get everyone down. This way I don't think anyone's on the board. So I'm entering everything on my phone. So Philly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say 2 words and you tell me if you agree.
Okay.
I might have to say my logic, because I understand why some people might shut it down immediately. Nolan Smith.
Ooh, okay.
I get why
I
they
don't
wouldn't.
need the logic. I love Nolan Smith.
So you're not going to question like, oh, they kind of have the D-line set. You're
No,
not.
no.
Okay.
They've got guys aging and Howie Roseman loves his defensive linemen. And even though this isn't predictive, I can understand wanting to further add to the defensive line. The only thing I have to say to that, I also have 2 words. Okay. This is my counter. Bijan Robinson.
Ooh. I definitely get that. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But you have one of the top O-lines in the sport, if
Right.
not the top O-line. What am I saying? Definitely the top O-line.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're fine with Gainwell back there. You're fine with Rashad Penny until he
You're
gets hurt.
fine. You're fine. But why not be great? Why not establish the best run game in football?
Answer me this.
Okay.
Why did they lose the Super Bowl? The defense.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
That wasn't the offense. And you're telling me the drop off between Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell is really that big?
No, but I wanted to be fun. Okay, I'm fine with going Nolan Smith here. I love
Once again, I'm here to rain on your parade.
What is this? Isaiah
And I thought
Foskey over
PFF.
Nolan Smith?
I thought PFF would be bad. And wow.
That hurts me. I mean, we're not even going to acknowledge fat fuck at 10. I hate Miles Murphy. I can't wait until he falls to the second round in this. Anyways, moving on to pick 11 with the Titans.
See, they get Will Levis anyway, right?
Is that what we're going to do here? We're going to take Will Levis anyway?
Either that or you trade back and hope he falls, or you go O-tackle. O-tackle, probably smart.
Yeah. Here's my thing.
There's
though,
definitely
right?
options. There's definitely options.
You need to have a quarterback, right? You have to. Tannehill's not getting any younger, and I don't think he has many years left on his deal. Malik Willis is not the answer. And the Titans simply aren't going to be bad enough to be in contention for Drake May or Caleb Williams next year. So I would rather take Levis and just sit him for a year and let Tannehill go out there and flop around for a little while behind whatever the fuck offensive line they have with Andre Dillard and Nicholas Petit-Frere than, wait and try to maybe get a quarterback next year, but probably fall short.
Another thing too that I
Mm-hmm.
guess I here I am again forgetting that it's not predictive.
Right.
Even though he sucked last year and he was absolute ass, there's no denying that. Malik Willis has fucking potential, man.
He has potential, but are we really banking on it?
Why not? I mean, is Will Levis really that much of a can't miss prospect?
No, but I don't know. I think you're giving Malik
If you
Willis a
want to give
little more
Levis,
benefit of the doubt than
okay.
I am.
I'm not against taking Levis here. Let's take Levis.
Okay, that's what we're
I
gonna
would
do.
go O tackle if it was all me, but I'll take Levis.
Listen, okay, I like Malik Willis, but that dude is a bad quarterback class merchant. Like that.
He
That
was
is the
still
only
picked
reason.
late.
I know,
So
but that is the only reason why anybody gave him hype was because of how bad everyone around him was. Like there were certain individuals trying to argue he was a blue chip quarterback prospect last year because people
were
were so
there
desperate
really?
for a quarterback. Oh yeah. Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that's ridiculous.
No,
I didn't hear any of
it
that.
was insane.
I mean,
Yeah,
I was, I guess, one of the people hyping him up, but I only hyped up his upside,
I
which
think
I
he
thought any rational person would do.
right. I think he was my QB2 last year behind Ritter, who I did like, but again, that was an upside thing. But yeah, Malik's not it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the good thing about Malik is if he doesn't work out, they could just say, fuck it. He was a late round pick. We don't really care. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the good thing
exactly.
there.
That's why that's a big thing with me. Like I did a mock a while back where I had the Falcons take a quarterback because one fell. It wasn't Will Levis. It was actually Anthony Richardson in some
Really?
weird situation. Yeah, I don't remember what the context was. I tried to
Who
be
did the,
different.
oh, I was just about to ask, who did the Colts take, but you don't remember
I
that?
think that was one where I got really weird and had the Colts trade for Lamar. Or not
Oh, you
trade
know
for
what?
Lamar, but like give up picks to get Lamar.
Yeah.
You give up the 2 first-round picks or whatever.
Hmm.
But
But
I
then
had the
in that situation, the Ravens could take Richardson, which would be sick.
yeah, I think that was one where I had Panthers go QB, Texans go defense, Ravens or Cardinals went defense, Ravens took Stroud, and then Richardson fell, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
But my logic for that was they took a quarterback in the 3rd round, and that shouldn't stop you from drafting another quarterback. And a lot of people disagreed with that, which I was surprised by because, even though I like Ritter, if you're confident that a guy like Anthony Richardson or whoever is better and has higher upside, I don't know why a 3rd round pick would stop you from that. And that's kind of same thought process here is I don't think Malik Willis is a 3rd rounder is enough to stop me from taking a quarterback that I think is better now, can be better long term, and fell,
Yeah. I guess I got that.
Yeah.
So 12 here. What do you there's a lot of options.
No, there are a lot. I don't know. What
It
How do we
comes
feel
down
about
to
Titus Jones? That's the first thing for me. Or Titus Howard, sorry. Titus Jones is a fucking basketball player.
yeah, I mean I want to get a better perspective of his stats because believe it or not, I didn't fucking do research on
Look at
Titus
this guy.
Jones.
Look at this guy not having Titus Howard's freaking existence memorized.
Well, no,
Absolute amateur.
Titus how so I know stats like it's hard to do O linemen,
Mm-hmm.
right? For stats. But I personally use Sports Info Solutions. I really like they do pass block points added
Mm-hmm.
and run block points added, and it's subjective, but I think they do a good job for the most part. And they also have blown block percent, which I think is great to have
Mm-hmm.
because it's pretty obvious if you're blowing blocks often, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, okay. First off, I did not remember they used the 23rd overall pick on him. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
That was certainly a decision.
I don't think it's like a must
Okay, I agree.
I don't think it's like a must replace. If they replace him, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. But they have more pressing needs at the moment, and
exactly.
I agree with that.
I mean,
100%.
They lost. I thought their defense was already stripped down to nothing, and they lost even more.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that the
think
route we want to go for this defense?
Yeah,
I can get behind that.
I think so. Especially you got a defensive-minded head coach. So
right. So what's the vibe here? Because obviously,
not Murphy, right?
not Miles Murphy.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. I'm a Van Ness guy.
I am
know
also
me.
a Van Ness enjoyer.
I could see.
Yeah, no,
I could see
I
Van
like
Ness.
it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Van Ness.
I like
That's
that fit a
absolutely the
lot.
move.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, actually, I love that. D'Amico Ryans uses him as the new Eric Armstead.
Precisely. Took the words right out of my mouth. Yep. All right, so Jets here. Tackle?
Yeah. You gotta.
And then who's your top guy on the board?
Top guy on the board right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double. I'm pretty sure it's Paris Johnson for me.
Okay, then we're in agreement.
I'm double checking that, but I'm pretty damn confident Paris Johnson's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I agree 100%. You kick him. I don't know. How do we think that dynamic works? Does he play right tackle? Does Becton play left tackle or right tackle?
Becton needs to stay healthy first.
Well, sure.
Obviously.
Sure.
That's just like the knock on Becton.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's in his redemption
mean, it's hard
arc.
to say that without watching him.
He's ready.
Yeah. It's hard to say that without watching the guy. Like watching the two of them play in practice and stuff.
Right.
I think no matter what, I don't want to say like which side of the O-line they're playing is overrated because it's not. But I think I have so much confidence in Paris Johnson, not because I think he's guaranteed to be like a bona fide stud opening rushing lanes every single play. But I think I can't imagine Paris Johnson being a bust.
Yeah, I agree.
He seems
athletic
like one
upside.
Of the safest. Yeah.
I agree. Like
so I think whether he's right tackle or left tackle, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, the only real knock I have against Paris Johnson is I wasn't blown away by his play strength, but yeah, I agree. Otherwise, I don't see a world where he doesn't rock. Like he would have been in consideration for me at 9 with Chicago, truthfully, and I wouldn't be surprised if they like him more than Darnell Wright and take him over Darnell Wright, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be upset if they did. So yeah, him at 13 for sure. Great pick. And then that can set up, I don't know, do we think they're going to get the Hat Man in this mock, or do we think they're going to have to stick with Zachary?
What do you mean by Hat Man?
Rodgers. It's long story.
Okay. No, I mean, they obviously get him, but that's going to be, isn't it supposedly right now the value or the compensation is going to be like a second rounder and something next year? And right now the dispute's over whatever it is next year.
Right. Yeah.
So if you want to replace the Jets pick with the Packers pick in the second round, sure.
All right, cool.
Or we could act like they're going to stick with Zach Wilson. It's really up to you. I mean,
well, here's the thing, right? We're in charge of the Jets. Are we sticking with Zach Wilson?
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Exactly. So there you go.
Right. Yeah. I think we can cave. I think we'll obviously both sides are planted pretty firmly right now. I think we can just give the Packers what they want, so Zach Wilson doesn't have to play football. Okay. But Patriots at 14.
Well,
we're in charge.
No, sorry. That's a lie. Okay. No, I was gonna say something, but I know. No, I'm not. I was gonna say if I'm the Jets, I pay Lamar, but no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Sick, though. But Patriots here at 14. Reminder, we're the GM, but Belichick is still in the building. So he's going to be pounding the table for some no-name long snapper. And we have to take that into consideration here.
So what I'm hearing is that we take Tanner McGee and switch his position to wide receiver.
I mean, If that's what Billy B wants. You don't tell Bill Belichick no on draft night.
Yeah, I mean, even though if you really look at it in terms of first round picks, the Patriots have sucked ass drafting there.
Yeah. Yeah. Billy
So
B
like,
as a GM isn't the best in the world.
nope. So in all honesty, if I'm
Uh-huh.
the Patriots, I would say I want to trade back, but considering that I'm also every other team, I don't
Mhm.
think I land Zay Jones like I did in the other mock.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Do you think? You tell me. Is taking Zay Jones here instead of trading back and trying to get him? Is that bad? You think?
I don't think it's too
It's
bad,
playing
no.
it safe for
Yeah,
sure.
and I mean
And I don't
that's
want to cheat and like kind of plan the rest of my
right.
picks.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Uh Even though the only thing I will say is Jackson Smith and Jigba is still on the board, and I think him not being the first wide receiver off the board is interesting. But if we're
And he's more okay. You know what? Yeah, sure.
okay,
He's probably more Patriot like.
I agree.
He's
I
definitely
agree
more
100%.
Patriot like. And honestly, I think it would be better for we're the GM here, so
Hmm.
Mac Jones is staying, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's better for Mac.
Mhm.
Najigba's definitely better
And it
for.
also saves JSN from going to Green Bay, which warms my heart.
Mhm.
Because that's who I would have been pounding the table for at 15, and I would have hated every moment of it. But thank God I don't have to do it now. So yeah,
I just
moving.
had to put in the Najigba pick. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, you're good. So at 15 with Green Bay, we've already established Rodgers is going to be gone. So this is the Jordan Love show, as exciting as that is.
Let's do
So
what we never did for Rodgers once and draft a pass catcher.
I agree, but do we go receiver or do we go tight end? Because currently their tight end is a fullback.
Well, that's why it's tight end, without a doubt. I
Okay,
don't even think that that's debatable.
right. I'll let you
Be-
take this because I don't know jack shit about the tight end class.
Ooh, so the tight end class and who you like where and when
Hmm.
is completely about scheme fit.
Okay,
Because Kincaid is very different from Mayer. Mayer is very different from Darnell Washington. Washington is very
so
different
I've
from
heard.
Kincaid. Washington is. Why is Sam Laporta behind Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft? That's terrible. Sam Laporta might be the third best tight end in this class. At least he is in my book.
Pro Football Network moment.
Very. So, again, it depends. If I'm the Pat, let's think. I'm trying to think just overall, what do I want if I'm Green Bay trying to add to this team? You already got the big play threat in
Uh-huh.
Christian Watson.
Me personally, with Green Bay, I want to make sure I can get a guy that can block at least a little bit. I think you've said before Kincaid isn't the greatest blocker.
Kincaid is Gesicki.
Okay, yeah, so we
He's
don't
the
want to
jumbo
touch him with
slot.
a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I hate Mike Gesicki. Anyways,
He's the
uh,
jumbo slot. That's what I like to
yeah,
consider him.
so I want a guy that can run block because we still have Aaron Jones, we still have AJ Dillon, and
So
with a young quarterback, we're going to want to take as much pressure off him as possible and be able to establish the run. So I want somebody that can catch and block, if
so that's
possible.
exactly what I was going to ask. Would you rather the guy who absolutely plows people in the run game but
Hmm.
doesn't really catch passes, although I think he has a lot of upside in doing it, or the guy who can do a little bit of both and is really just the most traditional tight end I've ever seen in Michael Mayer? And you just described Mayer, so let's
I
go
was
him.
going to say, you know me, I like to kick it old school, and I know Green Bay does as well. So I feel like that's a perfect fit there.
Let me enter that. Washington.
Yeah.
So the weird thing about Washington, at least when I'm looking at it, they
Hmm.
have a decently complete roster.
Yeah, I agree.
So that makes this pick in some ways hard, but in other ways really easy because
Uh-huh.
you could just go your top guy. But then again, going your top guy's tough. Oh, you want to go? Ooh,
I
that'd
don't
be.
want to go him, but you said my top guy. That's my top guy.
I'm also part of the Brian Robinson fan base, though.
I have much love for Brian Robinson. I've got a buddy that I go to college with that's a big Commanders fan, and me and him talk about Brian Robinson all the time. The last thing I want to do is hurt B Rob's feelings. So I don't know if we want to add another B Rob into the building.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that.
But then again, anything to get Antonio Gibson off the field is cool.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
Maybe we wait. This is a deep running back class.
So here's what I'm kind of thinking right now.
Okay.
I want to double check their depth chart and see if they're as weak in this position as I thought. I want to make sure there's not like a signing that I forgot about. Yeah, there isn't. Brian Branch with Cameron Curl.
Lord have mercy. I'm with you. No questions. I love Brian Branch.
Branch can be such a flashy pick.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about it before. Jacksonville trying to trade up. That's what I tried to do in our mock draft.
Right.
The 10-man. I tried to trade up to 17 and get him. That would have been sick.
Went to the freaking Packers. Gross.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he take a tight end? That's such a Packers move.
It is. And I think that's what Jake was thinking. I think he's programmed to not want a weapon in the first round.
Yeah. All right. Let me enter in Brian Branch.
Okay.
Now, while I'm doing that,
Pittsburgh. What are we thinking here? Because I have a pretty good idea.
Tackle.
Okay, same boat. Cool. Yeah, both of their tackles suck. They are bottom of the barrel. So the question is here: which tackle do you like the most out of the three left?
My favorite
left, but three really.
My favorite. I don't know if you're gonna agree with this, but mine's Anton.
I think Anton's the safest pick.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that. I think Pittsburgh just needs to get somebody to block for Kenny Pickett. Like the way I look at it with the three guys left, right? Broderick Jones, great athlete, great upside, really, really lacking technically. Peter Skoronski, I think, is going to be a stud on the interior of the offensive line. I think he'd be fine as a tackle. And then Anton Harrison is highest floor, lowest ceiling, 10 years plus as a solid NFL tackle. And I think that just screams Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they are the type of team to just repeatedly go safe. That was why they drafted Pickett, let's be honest.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay, so let's go with that. I also think you're right in saying that Broderick Jones is like this project offensive tackle, but I also think he's really fun to watch. I agree 100%. I want him to go to a Shanahan team so bad. Even if it's not the 49ers, if it's like Miami even.
It's gotta be the 49ers. Let's have them trade up. They got like 6 third-round picks. Right here to Detroit at 18. They're trading up for Broderick Jones. They're scared.
It would just be fun to see him replace. Like, they have the need there.
Oh, yeah.
It can happen.
I don't know if he falls far enough, though.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. I mean, hopefully there's more people just afraid of the floor.
Okay. Once we get a little bit further, if he's still on the board in the early 20s, I got something we might be able to cook up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and like forget that because I want to stay as like unbiased as possible.
My bad. I probably shouldn't have said anything because now I'm going to have you biased. All right. So the line's
That's
at 18.
Like my goal with everything. I try and completely avoid any bias.
For reference, this guy is a Steelers. What would you call yourself? A Steelers enjoyer?
The Steelers are my favorite team. I'm not a Steelers fan.
Right.
I'm a football fan, and my favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. So this is why he's my favorite Steelers fan. Or Steelers enjoyer is what I'll start calling you, an enjoyer, not a fan.
I don't root for Pittsburgh. I have rooted against Pittsburgh, even though they're my favorite team.
You confuse me. You're my boy.
I root for my takes to be right. I've rooted for my takes to be right.
That is the most self-centered shit I've ever heard, and I love it. Fuck this team. I want to be right.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm basically a bandwagon with extra steps.
That explains the jersey collection, that's for sure. Although I can't hate on it. I respect the fuck out of the jersey collection.
You say that, but like, when were the Jaguars good other than 2000? I probably got that jersey in 2017. Never mind. Okay. Bad example.
All right, Lions at 18. We took Jalen Carter at 3. So what's the move here?
So Bijan is still on the board.
He is,
They
and I hate that
paid
you
a lot
say
of
that.
money to that running back position already.
To that
And
running
I
back
know how
position.
much
Say his name, you coward.
I know how much you love your boy. I know how much you love your boy. And I'm not gonna do him dirty like that. I'm just giving you food for thought.
Well, listen, okay, with Bijan, I kind of like it because it gets DeAndre Swift out of the equation, which is one of my takes that I want to come true very soon because he is bad. So it makes Monty your Jamal Williams, and then lets Bijan just be Barry Sanders, I guess.
Barry Sanders and Jamal Williams would be a fun running back duo, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then you throw, let's be honest. If that happens, DeAndre Swift no longer has a role.
Yeah, no, DeAndre Swift is on the unemployment line, as he should be.
Yeah.
With all due respect. The man's way more athletic than I could ever be, but not a good running back.
He can catch occasionally.
He can. Maybe he'll be their slot receiver next year. Maybe he can play tight end.
Oh yeah, tight end. That's something we could do here.
That is a need. Oh, and there's a tight end that I feel like just screams Dan Campbell, even though I don't know much about him. Just
Can I hear who it is?
It's Darnell Washington.
Because he's a blocker?
Just because of everything. I mean, first of all, the dude's massive.
Yeah.
He's a great blocker. He's got the upside, like you already said. And I feel like Dan Campbell, seeing how tall is he? 6'7", 6'8"?
He's tall.
Yeah, seeing a human that big.
I don't know the number, but he's tall.
He's a big boy. Seeing a human that big on his offensive line, I think would make him feel fuzzy inside.
So let me ask you this, right?
Okay.
I think the fact that they traded away Hawkinson tells you what they want from a tight end, and it isn't that. And that makes me want to go with the guy that you hate just because I described him as Gesicki-like. But I think that that's what they want in a tight end. I think. I can only guess.
You know this tight end class better than I do, so if that's the move you want to make,
this isn't about the tight end. This is about what I think Detroit's looking for. But again, it's us.
Right.
So you want to go Washington? I'll go Washington. It's really just I think tight end's the pick.
Yeah. Thank God I don't have to go up against Bijan twice a year. It makes me happy.
So now Bucks.
What the fuck do we do with Tampa?
Tampa's tough. I'm actually really glad that I have Tampa in the 32-person draft.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I keep plugging other drafts on your show.
Yeah, this is my show, and you're just plugging everybody else's. I told you can plug your shit, and you got too carried away.
Yeah, you're right. I need to stop doing that.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
But Tampa is really tough. Let's keep in mind, a Mike Evans trade can just come out of nowhere at some point in the draft. Like, it can.
That's true.
Which I think I'm kind of expecting it. If there is an AJ Brown trade of the night, it will be a Mike Evans trade.
Do you think it would be on day one?
I could see the Giants doing it for some reason. I don't know why. Really specifically, the Giants are the only team I can see doing it day one.
I don't hate that.
I think it'd be a good fit. It is what they were trying to do with Galladay, and I guess it's a completely different staff now. But what they were trying to get with Galladay, they would 100% get in Mike Evans, guaranteed.
Right.
So I think that's kind of the benefit there, but it's a completely new coaching staff, so we don't know how much they want that. Anyway, Buccaneers, we need to focus on them.
Here's my thing with Tampa. Mm-hmm. I think you, first of all, have to go BPA. And there's going to be a slight asterisk to that because we're not taking Bijan Robinson because I like Rachaad White, and also taking a running back with the roster in the position it's in would be fucking asinine. So the next man up for me is Skoronski. I was just about to say. Yeah. I was looking at their depth chart. They have Matt Filer starting. Yeah. And if even if Skoronski doesn't work out at tackle, who are their guards right now? Well, I just said Oh,
Matt
Filer's
Filer.
a guard?
They have him in at guard, right guard.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then
there you go.
Brandon
Even
Walton
better.
is their right tackle. So,
There you
but
go.
you're saying Skoronski because of the tackle
Because of
versatility?
the offensive line, period. My
Okay,
point with that
fine.
is you have holes across the offensive line, and he will plug one of them for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I
Yeah.
was going to say I like Osiris Torrance more at guard than I do Skoronski, which I'm not sure if you
Fair.
agree with that.
But
But
I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's too far off, but I'm a big Skoronski guy. But that being said, my
yeah.
Polish king here at 19 will plug one of their offensive line needs. Whichever one they want to play him at, he'll be able to play. So I think this is a good pick for them. And then Seattle at 20. What did we take earlier? We took Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Ew. I feel like you have to go interior defensive line here because they have nobody. And I quite literally mean nobody. I don't think they have a single defensive lineman, like interior defensive lineman, on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be where an unpopular opinion of mine comes out.
Yeah.
Because
what is it?
I really like Keanu Benton.
Here, though?
I wouldn't hate it. It's either Benton or Mazai Smith for me. Like, as much as I love Kalijah Canty and I think he's better than the two of them, I don't think he fits the type of defensive tackle they're going to be looking for here because they literally don't have anyone that can do anything against the run. And I love what Smith and Benton both bring against the run as well as against the pass because they're both more than capable of rushing the passer.
I'm not opposed to doing D-line here.
Okay.
I'm not.
Also, I just want to point out, Gervin Dexter at 50 is fucking mental. He's their 50th ranked prospect.
Ahead of Siaka Ika.
I like him more than Ika.
You do?
Yes.
I adore Ika.
Actually, I don't know.
Ika has a very clear, like, you know what you're getting with Ika.
Yeah, you're getting a traditional rotational nose tackle.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Vita Vea. I don't think his ceiling's
like
that
a
high.
Vita Vea-esque.
I think you're getting Vita Vea light, maybe.
I meant Vita Vea-esque as in he plays like Vita Vea.
Okay, well, sure. I might be wrong on that. I think I'm thinking upside with Dexter. Not
maybe.
Let me look at my board real quick. This is gonna piss me off because I think I'm talking out of my ass right now.
What do you think of Reese here?
Reese is tough.
Reese is tough for the same reasons Murphy's tough, but Reese I just like more.
I agree with that sentiment, but I don't like. I'll put it this way. I was a moron, by the way. I have a whole round grade difference between Ika and Dexter.
I was gonna say.
No, Dexter doesn't know how to fire off the ball at all. It is fucking absurd.
I saw that clip that you put on Twitter.
I don't know how you can be 20-some years old and not know that when the ball is snapped, you move. But it blows my mind. But with Brees, however the fuck you say his name, I still don't know, and I feel so bad because I want to root for the guy because of everything he's been through. I've got him as my DT5 with a second round grade behind Benton and Smith and Canty. So I don't love him here I'll put it this way. If we wanted to completely bank on upside, I get it. But considering Seattle has literally nothing here, I feel like you have to make a safer pick.
So I'm not a Canty guy, so I'll meet you with Mozzie.
Interesting.
I'll meet you with Mozzie.
Yeah, I like Mozzie here. Benton is more of a passion pick. I just wanted him to get in the first round. I'm not going to lie, but Mozzie's the smarter pick here.
Chargers, I know who you want.
But do you know who I want?
You want B, John, because Eckler's gone.
Yes, Eckler is bad. I want
at the same time, though.
Mm-hmm.
What if you were like, we have Mike Williams, right? He's a very good receiver. Cool, good. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Keenan Allen, who's very different, very good at getting open, but, he's slow, and you can't help but notice, oh, shit, both those guys are slow. It sure would be a shame if there's a very good, in my opinion, best receiver in the draft that's really fast at wide receiver named Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
What the fuck am I doing? Zay Flowers. I called him Zay Jones earlier too. This is what
That's fine
happens
with
when
me.
we record past 2.
Yeah, past midnight for you. Let's be honest. As soon as the
Yeah,
clock
okay.
strikes 12, your brain goes to strange places. No, I'm more than okay with this. I just don't like Eckler. The Chargers have more picks. We'll take a running back later. I just want Eckler gone.
For
So
the sake of
Baltimore,
this mock, do you want to have them keep Eckler?
no, we're trading Eckler
Okay.
for a 6th round pick.
All right.
Like I don't care. I just don't want him on the roster anymore.
Who?
Baltimore.
Tough.
Yeah. So if we're the GM, we can pay Lamar and just not have to worry about that. Even though the owner apparently can't afford it. I don't give a fuck. We'll make him afford it.
So I think the problem, this is going to start a whole nother thing, but the problem with paying Lamar is that you basically break the quarterback market.
Yeah.
And then eventually that becomes the entire NFL player market, and that's the reason he's not getting paid.
No, I agree. I don't like the whole guaranteed contract thing personally because of that reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see the trend. So it starts as just the top tier guys getting it, and then one stupid team is going to give their mediocre, slightly above average quarterback the money. Cough, cough, Dak Prescott. And then, he's better than mediocre. He's better than the above mediocre tier, but still, you get my point. The non-elite quarterbacks start to get paid that money, and then Daniel Jones starts asking for it. And instead of that being the thing with $40 million per year, it's going to be $40 million guaranteed per year or something. And it's just going to ruin everything and come 5 years. So that's why you just can't pay Lamar.
Okay, so we'll just say Lamar's going to play under the tag then.
Sure.
I mean, it wouldn't matter. It's not like we can draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
But what do we do here at 22?
Speaking of, wait, did Levis not go?
The Titans.
Oh, yeah, we did that. What the fuck? Okay, cool. I have to look at the thing.
Right.
I've been writing it down, and I haven't been looking at it.
Okay.
22 for the Ravens. Receiver.
You want to go
look
receiver?
At who's there. I want to, but I also want to look at Addison's there.
Yeah, but they've got Bateman, they've got Odell.
Odell, do you bank on him, and do you bank on Bateman staying healthy?
Yeah, I guess you can't.
And then listen, Odell. If you're also on this, Lamar's on a franchise tag. They've done so much to again, it's not predictive, but they've done so much to try and keep Lamar around by bringing in OBJ and that stuff. What's a first round pick to them?
Right, true. So do we go Addison here then?
I think, well, what's your thought process if we don't go Addison?
I don't know. I guess somewhere on defense. Look at the secondary, maybe. Look at corner. Marcus Peters isn't getting any younger, and I don't know who's their third.
And there's good
right
corners
now.
Here. There's definitely good corners available.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Joey Porter Jr. is still sitting here.
Yeah, and I love him. Does he fit the scheme there?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think. I know they changed up the defense in terms of how it's ran a decent amount, and that might benefit Porter. But also Deontay is my cornerback too. So
yeah. I mean, I forgot Banks was even there. Do you like Banks here?
I love Banks anywhere, really. I'll fuck it. Take Banks.
We'll go Banks. All right. So I mentioned earlier, I have an idea of how we can get a certain tackle to San Francisco, right?
Also, wait.
Okay.
Bills trade up for Bijan. Possibility.
Here at 23.
I'm trying. Who would they be leapfrogging? Obviously, you don't give a fuck about the Giants. Don't give a fuck. I think Cowboys. They could wait.
Okay. Because
Cowboys might though.
Yeah, because my thing here with the Vikings is, what if we trade back and get Trey Lance from the 49ers. But then again, we are
That's
the 49ers, and why would we trade away Trey Lance?
because we have Brock Purdy. Nah, I mean, I don't. You're throwing questions at me that I just wasn't expecting. I did not expect to go into the 49ers, which quarterback is going to be their franchise guy debate.
I don't
Like, I
think it's
just
really a
wasn't prepared for that.
debate. I mean, I don't know. Are you a Purdy guy?
Well, the problem is I don't know if I'm a Lance guy. I don't think
That's fair. That's
anyone
fair.
knows if they're a Lance guy.
That's fair.
I mean, Purdy did well, and it wasn't in spite of him,
Mm-hmm.
right? The 49ers did well with him, and it wasn't the same way that they do well with Jimmy Garoppolo, where he's, kind of trying to sell the game for them. Purdy was just like there for the ride, but he wasn't holding them back.
Right.
So, like, if we are doing this Trey Lance 49ers quarterback, or is Purdy the 49ers quarterback debate, it depends on how much they could get from Lance.
Right.
And I mean, you're saying
pick 20. So hear me out, right? This is some tinfoil hat shit at this point. 2:35 a.m. mock draft. Fuck it. Let's get weird. We have a lot of third round picks, like a lot. So what if we toss them Purdy, or I'm sorry, not Purdy, Lance, in a third for pick 23.
Lance and a third for pick 23.
And if you think, from the Vikings' perspective, if you think that's not enough, throw in another third or two.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Trey Lance's contract becomes a thing here.
It does.
How much longer would they have Lance under contract? If you also include, I guess they would accept the 5th-year option.
3.
3.
They'd have him for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Content. Let's do it.
Fuck it. Content. I love it. So we'll send pick 99, and then we'll call it a first rounder next year for Trey Lance. And now the 49ers are on the clock, and we know the pick here, right?
Yeah, Broderick.
Yeah. There you go. You got your wish. That was all for you.
You want to see it too. You want to see it too. Let's be honest.
I want to see that, but I don't want to see Trey Lance in Minnesota.
Unless Lance sucks. No one knows what Lance is.
Wonderful, but
no one knows what Lance is.
I know, and that scares me. I fear the unknown. I am but a simple man.
Would you rather this, or they get it like whoever I guess it would be like a mid-tier quarterback, because there's no way that they have like a top 5 pick ever again for the next decade. I was going to say, would you rather that or like the number 1 quarterback in 2026?
Right.
Okay.
So Jaguars here.
Jaguars, I think they're another team that goes best player available, except Bijan.
Right, because they've got
Once again, it's best player except Bijan.
Breaks my heart. I feel so bad for Bijan.
They could go Cam Smith.
Is that your best corner, or is that one of the scheme
it's scheme. It's scheme, because Joey Porter is a press guy, Kelly Ringo press guy,
right?
And then Cam Smith is not, or I mean, I guess he's a press guy, but like he's not like, oh, I can only really play press coverage, and I guess Porter isn't really like that.
I like Joey Porter Jr. a lot more than I like Cam Smith, personally.
A lot, but I think it comes down to the fact that Jacksonville might be playing someone in the slot, and how much do you like Porter in the slot?
That's fair. So if you want to go Cam Smith for that reason, I
think Cam Smith in the slot is just more dangerous.
So is that the route we want to go here?
It's between.
I accidentally made the pick, so I guess that's the route we're going. I made the decision for you. I'm sorry. All right, Giants here at 25. You can go wide receiver.
You want to go with the funny, what's it called? The funny I'm saying funny just because it's stupid. But the funny Mike Evans first round pick trade or no?
Fuck it. You know what?
You want it? No, I don't know.
No, I like
Okay,
it. I like
bet.
it.
We'll do that.
I'm
The
sorry. I
Buccaneers
know
might
I
have
have
to throw
Buccaneers
in.
fans that watch me. I'm so sorry.
Buccaneers might have to throw in like a.
Throw it at Devin White.
Wait, actually, I can see it though. It's a scheme fit. I'm the only person. We would be the only people. The Giants wouldn't hate that.
So Mike Evans and Devin White for pick 25?
Let me see Mike Evans' deal.
Okay.
That's actually like the determining factor.
That's. Oh my god! I gotta come up with a great clickbait title relating to just being fucking loopy, like 3 a.m. mock draft gone wrong.
Don't do three. Don't do a mock draft at 3 a.m. Not clickbait.
That's the title. That's the title. I'm gonna hit up my thumbnail guy right now to work some magic for
Mike
me.
Evans contract. Wait, what? Oh, he's a free agent in 2024. Ruining everything. They would have to. Yeah, no, they can't. The Giants would have to give him a new extension. It can't happen. Not for a first rounder. It would be great.
Oh,
Not for a first rounder. It could happen.
What if we do it for a second rounder?
Okay, but we're not at the second round pick for the Giants.
We
yet.
can do it now just because we're here.
I
say we leave it up to fate. If the Buccaneers accept it, it's fate.
Throw in Devin White still.
Okay. They accept it, it's fate. Fuck.
We could still do it later.
No, I got this. I got this. Hold on. Yay! It worked.
Okay, they did it. Now draft John Michael
We
Smith.
did it, Reddit. Who are we taking?
Did it, Reddit. John Michael Smith.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, I just wrote a Substack about him today. I love John Michael Schmitz.
He is the most reliable, consistent player probably in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
I agree
100%. Roderick Jones, Cam Smith.
All right. Is it time?
Deontay Banks. What is time? Oh, yeah, it's Bijan time.
It's Bijan time. Let's go.
Oh, wait, but this is also us. Whatever. Fuck it.
I don't care that it's us. Tony Pollard.
You would still do it.
Doesn't
Pollard.
me.
I like Pollard.
I also like Pollard, but Bijan.
Bijan was going either there or Buffalo. Buffalo, we agree. He was 100%.
So now Buffalo.
So now Sean McDermott gets pissed because he didn't get Bijan, and he makes it everyone's problem. And drafts what linebacker?
Oh, you want to go linebacker?
What do you want to do?
I was thinking you go defensive tackle because think about it for a moment, right? Mm-hmm. Why did Buffalo lose their playoff game this year?
Well, at
least part of the reason why, defensively.
The D-line, sure.
They could not stop the run. And guys like Ed Oliver and the other dude that I cannot remember his name, but he was hurt for that game, which was a big thing for them. Those guys are on expiring deals. And I think this is where you need to just take a big human that can stop the run. And as much as I hate to see him go before Chicago can get a hold of him, I think this is Keanu Benton.
Okay. You know what? You're really trying to push that agenda.
I am pushing this agenda hard.
I'm going to let you.
Good. That makes me happy. I like Keanu Benton. All right. So 28 here for the Bengals. You want to get
John
freaky?
Michael Smith is just not picking up, showing up for me. It's really pissing me off. Okay, but continue. Sorry.
Yeah, you want to get freaky with this pick?
Let's see what freaky is.
This is freaky.
That is freaky?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Mixon? Or are we just assuming?
I don't care. I think I give a fuck about Joe Mixon. He's a piece of shit. He can go on the unemployment line. He is another Austin Eckler, except worse because he's like actually a shit human.
Oh,
I'll put it this way: Joe Mixon is a literal menace. He is being
I'm aware.
charged with menacing.
I'm aware. But then we have to give the Saints the same treatment, right? For Kamara. Or I guess that's just died now, right?
Yeah,
It's
and
no longer
also, is there
relevant.
another running back worth taking in the first round? Is that what you're trying to push? Or are we taking Zach
Fuck it.
Charbonnet at
Deuce
29?
Vaughn.
No, I actually like the fit for Gibbs in Cincy a lot because of the receiving potential with him. Like, obviously, Cincinnati already has a fucking abundance of weapons, so why not give them another and also give them a guy who can run between the tackles?
We could do it.
Like, imagine
Just because
Burrow.
the Bengals don't really have like other
Right, they don't have
major
super pressing
needs.
needs, so you can
Yeah.
go BPA. And in my opinion, he might not be the best player on the board, but he's certainly one of the best players on the board, in my opinion, at this point.
Okay. I probably wouldn't, but I'm not completely opposed.
Okay. So I don't know about what I would do here. Well, I do know, but I just want to put it out there. If this was real life, like this is where predictive, this is where Miles Murphy goes, but he's not touching the first round here.
Miles Murphy would be a Saint.
He is such a saint. Not in the good way. He's not a saint. He is a New Orleans Saint player.
Which is
He
never a
actually
good
might
thing.
be a saint. I'm not going to insult his person. I don't know how he is as a man. I just don't like him as a player. So,
Hold on. Now, I have a position that they might need that I
okay.
think would be a perfect place. I just want to, once again, double check, make sure that there's no one that I forgot about. They spent a high pick on Paulson Adebo, right? Or am I completely tripping? I feel like they spent high capital on
Second
him.
or third?
Who's their slot? Their slot's a nobody. Okay, yeah. They could draft Joey Porter here and then move
Adebo to
Adebo
the
to
slot.
slot. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right, so Philly, what did we take earlier? We took Nolan Smith, which was a beautiful pick. Hear me out. What if we double down on the defensive line?
Ooh, I mean, that would be very Eagles.
And we go Kalijah Cansey. And then you get in a position at some point in the near future where you have Jordan Davis and Kalijah Cansey on the same defensive line, where Davis just eats up all of the space and Cansey can run past everybody while he does that and eat a quarterback.
That does definitely sound enticing.
While Nolan Smith is also coming off the edge at full speed.
Yeah. What else do they
like? Just think about this. In
need?
2 years, we could have this really undersized Eagles defensive line with
Let me
Jordan
ask you
Davis
this.
just there.
You're decent. Yeah, you have a good understanding of the cornerback class. Looking at the corners that you see, do you think that there's a CJ Gardner replacement there? Because
CJ Gardner Johnson?
No, right? I don't think I see one.
I wouldn't think so, no.
Yeah, if there was one, I'd take it, but there's not. So,
no.
Yeah, you probably go. Yeah, no.
I think you go BPA here, and for me, Cansey's BPA. Look here real quick. Yeah, he's very easily the best player on the board for me at this point.
Okay, that you like Cansey a lot, so you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So the Chiefs here at 31. What do we want to do?
So, I mean, this is another team. They're just so stacked, as we all know. They could go receiver, but I also think when you have Mahomes, you don't need to draft a receiver in the first round ever.
Right.
So that leaves you just saying, okay, let's bolster up the defense. And who do you like to do that?
Well,
that's my question.
Okay, does it leave you saying we need to bolster up the defense? Because
you tell me, does it not?
I
know there's good receivers.
Well, I'm not looking at receiver. I'm looking at tackle. Because I know they just added Jawan Taylor, but who's their right tackle now? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I like DeJuan Jones.
Really raw prospect.
Really raw, but the upside is incredible. And it's not like one of the knocks against DeJuan Jones, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's not like he's going to be a but obviously he's not the most athletic tackle in the world. I think he could fit in a zone or a wide zone rushing offense where he has to get outside, but he wouldn't have to do that in Kansas City. So that kind of negates that issue, and you just get a behemoth on the right side that can just do whatever once you get him figured out.
Mahomes
And
likes to drop back far, though, and that's going to lead to him getting exposed. It's the same reason that they wanted to get rid of Orlando.
You're right. You're right.
So I don't know if they want to replace one big guy with another big guy.
Okay, we can
that's
go
not what I
defense
would
then.
do. Again, it's
We can
not
go
predictive.
defense then. Right.
But the question is where on the defense?
One pick I've made before, and I like, is the idea of going like Will McDonald here and adding to the edge. He's not my ideal guy here because obviously me and you don't like edge rushers that are subpar or bad run defenders.
They
But
need an edge.
right,
But you also want someone that can play 3 downs.
right, that's fair. But my point with that was going to be you have so many good pieces that can already defend the run that you could afford to have one guy that can't really do it. What about BJ Ojulari then?
True.
If we want a
I
guy
love
that can go 3 downs.
I love Ojulari, and he could also. I mean, he's another guy that like is somewhat lackluster against the run. Like
for
he's
sure.
definitely a better pass rusher.
For sure.
However, he doesn't absolutely suck the same way that I think McDonald does.
Oh, so you really don't like McDonald then?
Well, I think he's gonna be like a 3rd down specialist.
Okay.
He was also used poorly in college. Like that's what
Right.
everyone says about him, and they're right. But I mean, I like Ujulari more anyway.
I agree. Really. Okay.
So I think that's kind of a no-brainer.
I'm going to be honest. I just didn't see him on the board. He would have been where my went immediately if I would have remembered he was there. Again, don't mock draft at 3 a.m., kids. It's
absolutely not.
Your brain will break. Steelers at 32. Resident Steelers enjoyer. What do you think they should do here?
So our last Steelers pick, let me check that.
Anton Harrison. We went tackle.
Okay. Anton Harrison. Let's go. We kind of need a corner for sure.
Yeah.
You go.
Any of these guys tickle your fancy?
What do the Steelers even like do now? I feel like they kind of like lost any identity they had. They used to be so much more like zone heavy, and now they're really not. I don't know if they press enough for me to want to take Ringo.
I also just wouldn't want to take Ringo this high, period.
You're not.
I'm not a Ringo guy.
I'm big on Ringo if you're a team that wants to use him in press coverage a shit ton. And if you do that, you'll be fine. I'm going to look up the Steelers press coverage percentage.
All right.
Because
I'm trying to think. I almost wouldn't mind double dipping a tackle here. I wouldn't hate that idea.
Yeah, they need another tackle, but look at the tackles on the board. There's not many left. We took a lot of those guys. Yeah. You still have DeWand.
I know. I'm pushing DeWand. He's got to get picked soon.
Yeah.
I'm a DeWand enjoyer.
That wouldn't be. That's fine. If you want to do that, I'm fine with that.
Cool, because Pittsburgh, like you said, both of Pittsburgh's tackles suck.
And I mean, yeah, and the offense has sucked for a while now.
Yeah, so Texans, we went Bryce Young and Lucas Van Ness. What are we thinking here?
Bryce Young. Okay. If I'm remembering, their other edge also sucks ass.
Right.
If I'm correct, yeah.
Who's their other guard outside of?
Well, I know they have
kid they drafted last year.
They drafted Ryan Johnson. Their other guard, I don't think it's anyone. No, they just traded for Shaq Mason.
That's right. Okay, never mind then.
So,
yeah, never mind. Because I was going to try to slide Osiris Torrance in there.
But, shit, he fell.
Yeah, he fell way further than he should have. Just
Osiris, he's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite player to watch in this entire class.
I wouldn't be opposed to going defense again.
Yeah, I mean they really need, and D'Amico Ryans is a defensive specialist, so maybe that's more of a reason to go offense. But, no, I mean, listen, their receiver core consists of veteran Robert Woods. Who else is there?
Addison,
Robert.
Johnston.
Well, no, I
Oh,
mean
you
the
on their team.
yeah.
Mechie, whenever
Oh
he's
yeah, I guess they have
okay.
Mechie for when he's back.
Nico
And I guess
Collins.
yeah. Okay, so they have the young pieces, yeah, and they brought in Noah Brown too. Okay, they don't need to go receiver here.
That's random. I
They don't need to.
forgot he existed. Okay. Then tight end room is good because they've got Schultz and they've got
Yeah,
Brevin Jordan.
Schultz is on a 1-year deal, but we're not
Right.
addressing that here.
Good enough. You'll
Yeah,
probably suck next year anyways. You can go get Brock
corner.
Bowers. That's his name.
We should go corner, I think.
Okay. So who's your guy here?
Phillips here.
You like Phillips here. I like Stevenson a little bit more. But you probably know more
I
about the
hate
scheme fit.
Stevenson.
Okay.
I
Okay.
hate Stevenson.
I don't dislike Phillips. I'm okay with Phillips here.
I think Phillips here is good.
Okay. Don't like Stevenson. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. I just went over how I'm like a. So here's the thing. Okay, I guess. Kelly Ringo's just a better Stevenson. Really.
I disagree heavily. I
You
do
do?
not like Ringo. I almost think Ringo projects better as a safety than a corner.
Yeah, I heard someone say that. Actually, I think that was what I think I talked about that on my cast. I think that was a topic we talked about. I just think it's a waste. Like he could definitely play corner. It's kind of a waste of a really like I know I keep saying it, but Ringo is a really good press coverage guy, and it's kind of a waste to put him at safety.
Right. So you like Ringo but don't like Stevenson, but you like Ringo for his press coverage.
Well, okay, I guess it's more of I don't like taking Stevenson if Ringo's on the board.
I think Stevenson's a better press corner than Ringo. In fact, I think there's an argument to be made that Stevenson's the best press corner in the class. I don't think he is, but I think there's substance to the idea of it.
Yeah, I somehow I've become like Ringo defender number one. Something I didn't know. I thought that Ringo, like I knew he was hit or miss with people, but I'm
I
seeing a
think
lot more
he's my
people.
CB10, and I've watched 15 guys.
I don't know. For me, I like Ringo. I might have to go back and watch more film on Stevenson.
Yeah,
They're
I think
the same
Stevenson
player,
too.
really, but
It's
Stevenson's just worse in my book.
Stevenson's a little sloppier now, but the upside is there. And
okay, I get that.
Like I said, I think he's better as a press corner right now. But in terms of other things, just technicality, like straight up mechanics and whatnot. I don't even technique. That's the word I'm looking for. You don't call it fucking mechanics for a corner. His technique. Ringo's definitely a little bit more refined there, but I just like Stevenson's upside a lot.
So Cardinals here.
What did we go? We went corner.
I know we went corner
Gonzalez.
with Gonzalez.
Right.
So like we don't need to draft, and I mean like they do need another corner, but like we don't need to draft that right here.
Let's protect Kyler.
Yeah. Replace Kelvin Beachum.
Is Kelvin Beachum playing tackle or guard?
He's right tackle.
I was thinking we go guard and get your boy off the board.
Osiris. They don't run the ball, or I guess no offense now.
Yeah.
Who's the coordinator there? I'm sorry, I just need to check this really quick.
Yeah, because we're not gonna have to deal with that bullshit air raid, quote unquote, offense. God, I can't even remember the asshole's name.
Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah, Kingsbury. I hate that man. He doesn't play football. He plays Madden.
Drew Petzing.
I sound like an old white man.
Drew Petzing. What
such a fucking old man.
Okay. This is his first year as offensive coordinator, so I have no idea what to expect from him. Okay, let's just hope he wants to run the ball. Drew Petzing.
Okay, yes, we're gonna hope he wants to run the ball.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like it unless they don't want to run the ball. Then I mean, Osiris
I think if you're taking Torrance at 34, you want to run the ball.
You want to run the ball, exactly. And you know what? This is us, so we're firing that guy if he doesn't want to run the ball.
Fuck you. Coming to my office the day after the draft, hey, why didn't we take Steve Avila there? Fuck you. Get out of my office. You're unemployed. Go work with Austin Eckler on the unemployment line, you plebeian.
So now with the Colts, we took a quarterback last time. Offensive tackle has to be the move. Replace Bernard Shipman.
With who?
Oh, yeah, that's the problem here.
I mean, is there anyone here that you like?
Mulch is interesting.
I like Mock, but I think he's a better guard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. The run on tackles went.
I was going to say, there's a couple tackles I like, but I think 35 is way too high to take a guy like Bergeron or Warren.
You want to trade back? Who are the best players on the board? Let's see who will be interested.
He's still sitting there.
You talked about maybe replacing Chandler Jones with the Raiders.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Or who did we have Seattle taking earlier?
They took Mozzie Smith and Will Anderson.
Okay, so they did take an edge. I was going to say.
I'm not, okay, listen. As much as I hate Miles Murphy, the idea of him coming in and being a rotational, like, quote unquote, project for the Raiders, I don't.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So what's the comp?
Do you want me to? Okay, I'll bring out my draft chart.
Yeah, whip out the calculator, bud.
Yeah, here it is. Okay, pick value chart. Value chart. I'm not an analytics nerd, by the way. I know it might seem like it, but I'm not.
Just push the glasses up your nose.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's look at this. So the picks they have 79. What?
What if the Colts traded for Hunter Renfrow? Because the Raiders just added Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
So Renfro's already rumored to be on the way out. Who would be the Colts' current slot receiver? Because I feel like giving Anthony Richardson a smart guy that can just get open short is a great idea.
They have Isaiah McKenzie. They picked him up. I don't think that they would.
Okay. I didn't realize Isaiah McKenzie was a Colt.
Yeah.
Poor Hunter Renfrow.
Poor guy. If only he could be more like Mike Evans.
If only he could get traded in a.
If only he could be as lucky.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, you know what? How dare I put down the value chart?
This guy and his value chart. It's 3:09 a.m.
I'm sorry that I don't want to simulate a poor. Oh yeah, that's true. We're not going past this round. It doesn't matter. We're only doing 2 rounds. Okay. Yeah, do whatever. They would do whatever would make sense here.
Cool.
There you guys go.
So Miles Murphy, as much as I dislike him, it makes sense.
It's a good fit here.
Yeah. Plus the Raiders like athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense.
Rams edge.
We want to go edge here.
I'm edge. They need everything, and edge is just the most important position. But most of those guys are gone. Uzama.
You like Uzama?
Who do you like more here?
I'm not saying.
Oh wait, my boy's here. My boy's here. Hall. It would be a reach, but
I respect the grind. Listen. We quote unquote reached on Keanu Benton earlier. I'm okay with reaching on Hall here. So the Seahawks.
So they just traded back. They have their linebackers, so there's not a single linebacker has went with us.
I know, and it breaks my heart.
I mean, the Colts might be drafting their Okereke, however you pronounce it. They could draft his replacement.
And I like that, and I think that's what we're going to do. But at 37.
Yeah, 37. That's priority number 1.
I know what I want to do.
They need a wide receiver. You want to go Johnston?
Addison's here. I like Addison.
Addison is here. More. I also like Addison much more.
I mean, I don't know about who I like more as a player, but for Seattle, I like him more.
Johnston is a bet. So, okay, here's the question. Do you want to pair with the absolute physical specimen, DK Metcalf? Do you want to pair him with another physical specimen in Quentin Johnston?
Uh-huh.
Or do you want to pair Tyler Lockett with another small but very technical route runner.
Yeah, I like the idea of Addison because he can come in now and be your third guy, play underneath a lot, and then once Lockett's out of the building, he can kind of take over his role.
Okay. Yeah,
I like
agree.
that. Yeah.
I agree.
So for the
And
Colts
I don't
here,
like Johnston anyway. So thank you.
Colts here, we go linebacker.
Which linebacker do you think
Now
is the
this
best
is a
fit?
question. Best fit?
I mean, so is Gus Bradley's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he is. Colts DC.
So right now you've got Shaq Leonard as your weak side backer.
Yeah.
You've got EJ Speed as
Gus
your strong
Bradley's still
side
there.
backer. Okay, not bad. But either way, you've got Shaq as your weak side, Speed as your strong side. You don't have a Mike. And I mean the
Campbell.
literal I was gonna say the epitome of a Mike linebacker is sitting here with Jack Campbell. Love
and because
Jack
they're just going to
Campbell.
be
Oh my
running
God.
cover 3 every play because that's Gus Bradley's defense. I think that's fine.
No,
You're not going to have him
Jack
man
Campbell.
to man with anyone. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's kind of like the worry with Campbell. He can't really go man to man.
Right. Panthers here at 39. I'd almost be okay with going Johnston here.
They need a wide receiver. He falls. Okay.
You pair him with Chark, and then you have Thielen as your slot, your red zone threat.
He'll be the playmaker that they need.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
and
not
we're
a Johnston
helping,
fan,
who
but
is it?
he definitely has
CJ
upside.
Stroud.
Yeah.
So the Saints here at 40.
So this is again where we ask: is Kamara still a Saint in this hypothetical? Is he with Eckler, Mixon, and the Cardinals' offensive coordinator?
I can get behind saying he isn't, but I don't want to take a running back at 40, so I would like to trade back if we're going to go that route.
I mean, who would their running back be if Kamara's gone?
Somebody. That's for sure. I don't know. But I'm okay with that. But like I said, if we're doing that, we got to trade back because I'm not comfortable taking any of the running backs here.
Oh, they have Jamal Williams. I forgot that they brought him.
You gotta add
Jamal
some.
Williams isn't.
You gotta add some lightning to that thunder, though.
But you don't need to draft that round 2.
No, you don't. You're right. Okay, we can do that.
So we don't need to draft a running back in this video.
No.
In this hypothetical, he gets they draft a receiving back in round 4 or 5.
Deuce Vaughn, round 5.
Yeah, possibly. Except everyone wants him because funny short man.
Funny man.
Yeah. Saints. What did we draft?
How do we feel about Jawan?
Saints tight end.
Yeah, I think his name's Jawan.
So the ones on the board, they wouldn't want Kincaid. They could go Laporta. Laporta's not going ahead of Kincaid.
Let me look up the Saints depth chart here. I was right. It is Jawan Johnson.
Yeah. No, I knew that, but I'm questioning more. What do they want? Like, I feel like Laporta's a better fit, but there's no way Laporta goes ahead of Kincaid. I could see Laporta going ahead of Washington. I can't see it happening like that. I think Saints.
It's the draft, though. I mean, crazy shit happens.
Right.
Guys fall.
You're right. But I feel like
here's my thing. I don't want to be boxed into this guy needs to go ahead of this guy.
Yeah,
if somebody's a better fit, then
but
I
at the
think
same
it's
time,
the better placement.
If we're thinking like that, that's normally assigned to trade back in my book.
Okay, you want to trade back because I know somebody I want to trade up.
Okay, do that.
All right, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do it. We're just going to do a straight swap because whatever pick it would be would come later. This is a no-brainer for me. Next move.
Okay.
Next pick.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that. They need.
I love Atabare. I literally just got done watching Atabare.
Really?
And I mean, straight up, I don't know if you read my Substacks at all. You can expose yourself.
I read a single one of them.
Great, that's wonderful. I try to be professional in them, but I also have a very colorful way of speaking. I'm not saying I drop the F-bomb in every other sentence or anything like that, but I don't refrain from being like, this dude is a menace or this dude is a freak. In my Atabare like little blurb at the beginning is gonna read something along the lines of like, some people watching this have thrown on their tinfoil hats and questioned whether or not an alien is invaded because of how quick this guy can move at 280 pounds. Like it's absurd. What a 449 at 280 pounds, fucking ridiculous. And he is a great run defender. Like he's going to be a plus run defender day one, which is huge for Chicago because our run defense was atrocious. And he projects as a guy that, you can play outside at 5 tech on early downs, and then on passing downs, kick him inside to that 3 tech position that is so important for Matt Eberflus. And I just think he's a perfect fit for what Chicago needs. High motor, high effort, good hand usage. Like I already said, moves incredibly well. Good length, 34-inch arms. He's not a parent. I fucking love Atabare.
It is also very important that they get a pass rush because, well, if you want to say who their sack leader was, feel free.
Jaquan Brisker.
The rookie safety.
With a whole 3.
Yeah. So safe to say that they need that pressure on the edge.
For
I
sure.
feel like, is it bad to draft the David Long replacement here?
No, I don't think it is if you think there's one here. I have later out of the linebacker class, I've only watched Campbell. So
really, so
yeah,
you haven't watched my personal favorite Trenton Simpson.
I've heard you sing your praises, but I haven't watched him. No,
big fan.
Okay, so here's the thing: we already said we're going to give Rodgers to the Jets. 42 or 43?
42, I guess. Really highballing them. That's what's been taking weeks, guys. My sources say.
So we're just I didn't know I could just do that. That's great. I didn't think Rodgers would be there.
It only says like the players that they think they might be trying to trade, I guess.
By the way, just for reference, I was doing this when I did my Bears mock draft. Out of curiosity, what player do you think they think the Bears are going to trade? I guess it gave it away because I was too quick.
Well, I guess because Tunyon, is that the logic?
Who cares?
Yeah, no, it's bad. I agree. It absolutely shouldn't be, but I guess that's the logic. Lord forbid a player runs. Lord forbid a team runs 12 personnel. Lord forbid a team runs 12 personnel.
Exactly. Pro Football Network. Look, listen. I'll tell you right now. This is my big fucking tinfoil hat conspiracy at 3 a.m. Running back, not fullback. Running back.
Criminal.
They hate me. They have a personal vendetta out against me. No 12 personnel, no fullbacks. Miles Murphy is a top 10 prospect. Whoever's running Pro Football Network, I will find you. And I will have a very strong conversation with you because I'm not going to make an actual threat online because that is apparently legally binding now. But I will speak to you very harshly. Anyways, Packers at 42. I hope they draft somebody that sucks.
How would David Miller threatening NFL Pro Football Network affect LeBron's legacy? That's the real question.
I hope it hurts it because fuck LeBron James.
The real question is, how would it affect Jake Hayner's legacy?
I hope negatively because fuck Rico knows he's racist. God, you were just listing off people I don't like. Please talk about someone I do like.
No, but here's the thing that kind of annoys me. I watched Jake Hayner film.
I didn't.
He isn't like the worst quarterback ever.
I'm sure he isn't. I'm sure there has to be at least some substance to Rico knows.
Jake Hayner has been ruined by Rico knows.
He has ruined Jake Hayner. I mean, literally, the younger generation is going to be preying upon that man's downfall for centuries. He's going to be dead and gone, and we're still going to be talking about how much we don't want Jake Hayner to succeed. Speaking of not wanting teams or players to succeed, who are we picking here? We took Michael Mayer.
Green Bay.
This is where you take your replacement for Rodgers. We take Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
We take Jake Hayner. Glad we were talking about
that was the whole buildup. No. God, what do the Packers need? Everything?
I want to look. This is another team where like they seem very like they have a guy at every spot. Like they do. And
For
by
the
a
most
guy,
part.
I mean, like, there's not some players that are like, oh, there's no reason to keep him on the starting lineup, really. All the guys,
Well,
like, am I wrong in saying that?
I mean, Josiah DeGuara, but we already took care of him.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Besides, he's a
nose
fullback. He's not a
tackle.
tight end.
I assumed that Devontae Wyatt would be there, nose, but I guess that doesn't really surprise me that he's not. I guess no. You know what? You want to draft him? What's the face? Siaka Icky?
Sure. Let's
Because their
overdraft the
nose tackle
defense.
right now is TJ Sladen.
Yeah, let's overdraft a nose.
I mean, Packers overdrafting, does that not like ring a bell?
Not fair. That's what they do.
So, and I like Icky. I do. I don't think he's like a stud, but I think he's a very
He does his job.
nose tackle.
Yeah, he does his job. The only thing I would say about Ika that I like absolutely don't love, like really turns me off of him, is his stamina. But if he's a nose tackle, it's not going to fucking matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You just
Plus,
take him off the field on third downs.
right. Plus, as a big boy, I can say this. I do think he could stand to shed a few pounds. I think he's carrying some pretty bad weight.
Yeah.
It's really fucking with his balance and his movement. And I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he gained weight between his last season in college and the year before. So maybe there's something going on off the field. I don't want to make assumptions, obviously. And I don't want to actually like tell the guy how to live his life because like I'm a big dude. I don't have any room to fucking talk. But you know, hopefully at the next level he could get that sorted out a little bit because I think it would help him a lot.
I feel like there's a lot of players that it's mainly a problem of they have to gain weight most of the time.
Like Atabare is a guy that you could argue if he's going to play 3-tech full time, which I don't think that would be him in Chicago. But if you're going to draft him somewhere else to play 3-tech full time, you would want him to put on some weight for sure.
Yeah. And then also there's so many receivers like every year it seems like that need to gain weight.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're not talking about receivers probably for a while, even though there's definitely good receivers on the board.
Oh,
so
I thought you were saying the Jets need to take a receiver. I was
no.
Okay.
They have their guys at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Jets are a pretty complete team. What do you think's the weakness here?
Let me Google the depth chart real quick. It's 3:24 a.m. I don't exactly have.
How many times have we said that exact sentence?
This is why you don't mock at fucking 3 a.m. because you forget what teams have.
Yeah, I mean,
I promise we're not incompetent. We just can't think. Well, they have a fullback. That's good.
do, so that's a plus.
Love Nick Bawden.
How's Schweitzer? Center.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I wouldn't hate taking Weipler here.
Let's look. He was a 6th-round pick. He played for Atlanta, Washington.
I know he's been around.
Yeah. He's 29 years old.
Chaz Surratt's on the Jets?
He had a 35%, or not 35, that would be absurd. 3.5% blown block rate, so he's not too great, it seems like.
Okay.
Total points earned for team is 7. So yeah, let's go center.
Yeah. I was gonna say you need to clear your throat there, bud. You are.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting a drink.
Get yourself a drink. Yeah. So Atlanta, what did we take? We took edge earlier, right? Yeah, I think this is where we took Tyree. Yeah. We could hypothetically go receiver here.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
We talked about it
because again they
have started.
Yeah, we talked about it at 8 with JSN, and there's a guy here
there's receivers.
Yeah,
I got in some controversy on Wednesday about my boy Rashee Rice, and that might not be my pick here because what receiver are you thinking?
I don't know because, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with this class. But we're looking at Drake London, Mac Hollins, Scotty Miller, Kaderil Hodge, Frank Darby, Jared Bernhardt, Josh Ali, and Rashawn Henry. Here. So we need to go receiver here.
Receiver is probably the pick. Scroll down a bit.
Yeah. I just know we're
Yeah.
not going with that
Like,
guy.
we could
We could
we
go
could
with like
absolutely
sleeper.
reach with my sleeper that everyone knows about.
Yeah, you want to do that?
I mean, he's my second best receiver in the class. Sure, why
Yeah,
not?
we'll push your agenda even further.
He is like the same player as Drake London, but whatever.
Uh-huh. And now Green Bay is on the clock again. What are we gonna do?
Shit. This one's another edge there, isn't? No, they have Gary.
They have Gary and they have Preston Smith and they
Yeah.
have an Agbear.
Oh, yeah. And we
Safety's
took them a
rough.
nose tackle. Safety
They've
is
got
rough.
Savage and Tarvarius
Savage, they
Moore.
spent assets on, or an asset on. And
Tarvarius
he's younger.
Moore's not good.
Oh, yeah. Who's your top safety? I'm not. Oh, I
Left?
know who my top safety is. Yeah.
Top safety
Antonio, right?
left is Mr. Skinner.
Skinner's the hard hitting Boise State guy, right?
But he's also capable of dropping back into coverage. Like if you can play him in like a 3 or cover 3 and he can drop back and do work.
Safety I'm behind on. I watched Battle, I watched Johnson.
I'm also
and
behind.
I watched obviously Brian
I've watched
Branch.
Branch, Skinner,
Yeah.
and Brown, and I hate Brown with a passion.
Do you? I heard people
tackle.
like Brown.
He cannot tackle.
Oh, he's one of those.
And I feel bad because it's not an effort thing. You know, this isn't Eddie Jackson where he's moving out of the way of people. His arms are so short that he physically cannot wrap himself around ball carriers.
Yeah, tough.
It's kind of funny. Because like he tries to wrap him up and he gets like here and then the guy just breaks through and he can't do anything. But it's weird because if he gets somebody over the middle and hits him with his shoulder, he can pop him. But if he can't wrap up as a safety, I do not care.
What I'm hearing is that you want Green Bay to draft him because
I would love Green Bay to draft Sidney Brown. It'll piss off every other Bears fan because this is the Illinois kid. But he's not good.
So I'm giving you the range here.
Yeah, as much as I hate it, I think Skinner's the pick.
Okay.
I mean, have you watched Skinner?
No, I told you I watched Antonio Johnson, I watched Jordan Battle, and I watched Brian Branch.
Yeah, so to basically sum it up for you, he's I don't want to say Dollar Tree because that's really underselling him. He's like great value Cam Chancellor.
Okay, so people are gonna love him from the second he comes into the league.
Yes, he's the type of guy that if you're down, if he lays a hit, it's gonna get everybody fired the fuck up. And with how we'll call him aggressive last year's first round picks were, I think they'll love Skinner. Because Quay Walker and is it Devontae Wyatt? Yeah, they like to hit people too, just not players.
Well, yeah, I remember the training staff thing, right? That pretty much sold them the game. No, they probably lose that game anyway, right? Wasn't that what people said?
I don't remember.
Point is, people got mad at Quay because he's bad at football and he decided to just hit one of the personal trainers.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Detroit because, of course. So Patriots here. So, like, they need a D-back, but, like, if we're the GM, we have Belichick. So, like, whatever D-back we get in whatever round is going to be one of the best in the league. Or they're going to be one of the most efficient. So, why would we take one?
Because we could go crazy and give Belichick a dude with, like, 4.3 speed and just see what happens. I'm just floating it out there. That's not like an actual.
Yeah, I get it. Let me see what the other options are first.
A corner, or just in general?
No. I mean, just overall other positions. If we go corner, we're going Turner. But
okay, cool.
Even though I still like Ringo and he's fallen a bit, but
as he should.
I mean, Like, the thing is, Guy is still like Lawrence Guy inside. He's
Hmm.
still like fine. He's just like
Hmm.
been there a while.
How do we feel about
Did we
Jelani
draft?
Tavai?
Hmm.
How do we feel about Jelani Tavai? Because he's a starting 3-4 defense, 2 inside linebackers. It's him and Bentley.
Yeah. And you might want to replace one of the linebackers, but at the same time, Riley Reef as the right tackle.
Right. I agree with that 100%. But this is what we're working with. But then again, it's Belichick. He'll find a fucking way to make him work. So why don't we just go Blake Freeland and give him the sickest traits guy available and just let Belichick turn him into an all-pro?
There we go.
Perfect. Washington here at 47. What did we go for them? We went Brian Branch, of course.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that defense becomes so scary like that.
Yeah.
I wish that they could just fucking get McLaurin a quarterback. At least he has no C with the enemy. I'm so excited to see
Let's
that.
give him DTR. No.
How do we like Logan Thomas?
Ooh.
Because I really like Kincaid in the Bieniemy offense.
Perfect. There you go.
Dude, you got your new Kelsey.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not be Kelsey, but he's good.
Yeah.
I realize that. I honestly think we're killing it with Washington. Why is Washington the team we're killing it with?
I don't know. So we've got Arizona. They took Osiris Torrance and then Christian Gonzalez.
So in this reality where we have Osiris Torrance, we want to build that running game.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Which running back do we want?
I'm big on a Abanikanda, but
I am not.
Okay.
Me personally, Abanikanda is just like another Raheem Mostert.
So just making it clear, we are just completely changing the Cardinals' like identity on.
They're going to be starting Colt McCoy at quarterback for at least half the year, so they don't have an identity on offense.
That's true. You like Charbonnet, right?
I love Charbonnet, but he's not my top back on the board.
I haven't watched him yet. Running back is another position. I've watched random guys at
Charbonnet is just like a juiced up David Montgomery. He is like, okay, super high floor guy that is your perfect one cut back. Vision's great. He's really physical. He can move well laterally, but he's not exactly the most explosive guy in the world. He's a good like third down back in the sense that he can be a safety net. He's not going to go out and like run a sick amount of routes and create a bunch of separation like Austin Eckler is, but he can sit in the flat and you can dump it off to him and he can pick up yards. His leg drive's sick.
And we have James Conner to catch passes, right?
Yeah, so he feels kind of redundant is kind of where I was heading with that.
We don't need someone that could, like, I think switching between Conner and just a workhorse is fine. So who do you think is like
somebody who can shoulder a load? Pause.
I think with Torrance, you should be able to just win games or
win
drives. Oh, yeah, I like Chase Brown. Is he the best here at that, though?
If you want a workhorse, yes. This is a dude. He accounted for like
I like Chase Brown, so I'm fine with that.
Of Illinois' offense last year, or something like that. Like he can handle a heavy load.
I mean, hey, if D Hop's gone, right?
Yeah,
you need someone.
Now I will. Yeah, I will say he's not my top back on the board, but he's the one that's
your top back is who?
Spears. Spears is my guy,
you like
all
Spears
the way. But Spears is not ever going to be a workhorse. He is like head of a committee type guy.
Okay, got it. Steelers.
Yes, what we double dipped on tackle.
We double dipped on tackle.
Let's get that bum Fryer Muth out of there.
Is it time to wait? What did you say?
I said let's get that bum Fryer Muth out of there.
No. There's still one like really, really top tier tight end left, but no, we're not taking that here.
Why not? Fryermuth sucks.
Sucks, or he just like isn't special.
He just isn't as good as Cole Kmet, and I'm sick of Steelers fans telling me he is.
You have to learn to ignore the idiots.
I don't even dislike Fryermuth. I want to put that out there. Like I think he's
I was
fine.
gonna say, why would you like Fryermuth is like the most like neutrally liked person.
No, I'm just putting out an agenda.
Okay.
You know what I like for Pittsburgh here?
What? I was gonna say, maybe it's time to get the Cameron Hayward replacement.
Yeah. Who's your Cameron Hayward replacement?
Well, that's the thing here. Who's the Cameron Hayward replacement?
I've got an idea.
Ooh, I see Brees.
Yeah, that is my idea.
He fell. That would be such a steal.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Super high upside dude. Hoping
what
he
I
gets
could
healthy.
see them doing, not saying that I would, I could absolutely like take Brees because we're not doing what I'm going to say.
Right.
But I could absolutely see them taking another receiver and then he becomes like, because whenever they lose a receiver, whether it's Chase Claypool, Juju, or whatever, they draft someone and then that someone becomes a stud, specifically in the second round.
Yeah.
They've done that
So
repeatedly.
Tampa here at 50. What did we do at 19? We took Peter Skoronski. And what if we double dipped on O-line, made Skoronski a tackle, and went with Cody Mock? Or we let them kind of duke it out to see who's going to be the tackle, who's going to be the guard.
I love that. So we're doing it. Whether it's smart or not, I definitely love it. And you know what? One of the it's smart anyway. So I don't even know why I said that.
Miami
Dolphins
could use a tight end.
They need a tackle.
They do need a tackle. I don't know, because you said, I don't know, is there anyone here that's worth taking?
Laporta is a stud. Okay. Sam Laporta is a dog.
Can Laporta block?
So, this was another. So I said that Laporta was a good blocker on Wednesday, and then Donnie said otherwise, but I don't think he's like a stud blocker, but he's fine. He doesn't decimate people, but he gets the job done.
That's all we need. Can he kind of drift downfield and just find himself open like George Kittle does?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing. So the thing with Laporta, you could line him up at outside receiver, and traditional tight end and fullback. And I know that you don't like the fullback tight end hybrid guys, but he's just, the point is he's probably the most versatile tight end in the past 3 draft classes. So that's why I really like him, and he's a good route runner. He catches the ball well. Like, it's really everything he does well, but he doesn't do anything at a really high level.
So jack of all trades, master of none type guy.
Yeah, with absurd versatility.
Okay,
but I don't like that for Miami. For Miami, I like bringing in an O lineman. But again, the O lineman, they're not.
Do we like Bergeron? Now that we're in the 50s, I think you can kind of start to consider him.
Yeah.
Unless you have somebody higher than him.
So I'm looking back at my O-line rankings just to kind of get a better understanding of what I'm looking for. The good thing is you don't really have to worry about ability to hold pass blocks for too long, because the entire Dolphins offense is just this quick passing game.
Yeah.
So you just want someone that could decimate in the run game, but they don't even run the ball either. But I think that's because of the O-line. So we're kind of just trying to bolster up the O-line so they can run the ball.
Right. And also,
who do you think is the best for that?
Fuck. I don't know. What?
I mean, it might be a reach, but I think Voorhees. It's a reach. But I like the dude for just decimating run blocker.
I agree 100%.
Also coming off an ACL tear, though.
Who cares? He's tough as fucking nails. McDaniel's gonna love him. Listen, I can tell you right now, we're gonna get mic'd up moments here 2-3 years in the future where where Voorhees pancakes a guy, and he's gonna walk over to one of his coaches and be like, "Hey, that guy did 30 reps on the bench after tearing his ACL." And that's going to be like, oh my God, that's such a funny, haha, Mike McDaniel, goofy guy moment.
He's so quirky.
He's so quirky. He's everybody's favorite quirked up biracial. I'm sorry, Logic, but you've been replaced.
That might have been my favorite line from this entire episode. All right. So are we going Voorhees now? I feel like
Yes.
now we have
Yes.
to. Okay. It's probably a
Yeah.
reach, but
No,
I think
tell
that's
me you
probably the
can't see
best
that
fit.
mic'd up moment happening.
I
I don't
could.
think it's that much of a reach. Based purely on talent, he's fucking incredible. He would have gone a lot earlier if he didn't tear his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got him as technically my fourth interior offensive lineman because of Skoronski, but he would be top 3 guy, second guard behind Torrance if I didn't have Skoronski as a guard.
For everyone, and I think it also includes scouts, the concern is just he's coming off a fucking ACL tear.
Right. Yeah.
But like he's a huge force in the run game. He is. And I think Miami wants to establish, or they should want to establish the run game. So that's my move, at least.
Yeah, and they can get themselves a running back here later on because Lord knows they don't have one.
Yep. And this time it won't just be fucking forgetting names. Deuce Vaughn. Just because. Yeah, this time it won't be Deuce Vaughn just because I'm trying to fucking rush my pick and not look at the board.
Okay. Seattle here at 52. We've went tackle, edge, and receiver.
There's so many good linebackers here, but Seattle's set at linebacker.
I wouldn't be mad at going defensive tackle again, just because of how bad that room is.
Yeah, but they kind of bolster. Like who else are you replacing? Right? Do you want to replace Jaron Reed? I know you don't want to replace Draymond Jones.
Well, no, you're not replacing Draymond Jones, but you need to. I guess we're in the second round. We don't really need to start thinking about depth.
Yeah,
God,
I mean,
I'm way
okay.
off.
Here's the thing: you could take weak side linebacker, but like they have 2 good linebackers.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at the line. I mean, Ivan. It's early to say Ivan Pace. Him and his fucking 5'10" frame.
Don't they need another corner? Don't they only have like 2?
Well, I like
Or
Mike
1?
Jackson's like a no name, but I thought he did solid, right?
Yeah.
Or no, it's Kobe Bryant that did solid.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I don't remember him being a liability, but he might not be
Here's
great.
a take. We could go safety because Jamal Adams might not be able to play football anymore. And like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I was talking to Jackson a couple weeks ago, and apparently he had to completely relearn how to walk.
Did he really?
With his injury, yeah.
So I'm trying to look up Mike Jackson's stats, like coverage percentage, and he's just like, but he's not popping up, which is like I've never seen that before.
He's a different breed, just like Nick Bellore, who's currently listed at fullback and linebacker.
I'm gonna look up Mike, I guess. Maybe Mike. I've never seen a player just not pop up before. Wow, okay. I guess Mike Jackson's just the ultimate unknown, and we're never gonna find out.
Here's another thing. How do we feel about their center situation with Joey Hunt?
What center do you want to take?
I like Tippmann.
Oh yeah, Tippmann's here. Okay, yeah. Cool. Tippmann's fine.
All right. Saints at 53.
So this is a team that I think
now you're right. It is a team.
So that is also a very true statement. This is another team that I think, again, there's linebackers on the board that I like. And I mean, you look, they have guys they spend assets on, but Demario Davis is gone when?
Right.
If he doesn't, let's say he doesn't retire, right? Demario Davis retires when? Right. Or Demario Davis' contract runs out when? 2024. or he's under contract in 2024 too. So if you want to go with the project of Noah Sewell, a guy that I don't really like, but if you want to go with him as a project, I mean, you looked at linebackers too, right? So you tell me.
I told you I've only watched Campbell.
Oh, shit, my
I'm
bad.
very behind. No, you're good.
Noah Sewell is like, he lays the wood. Like, he's a hard hitter. He's definitely the hardest hitter in the class.
How is he in coverage? That's the big thing here for me.
So I'm just going to read you what I have on Noah Sewell.
Okay.
So with all of them, I do like a archetype. I have him as a physical, run-stopping, off-ball linebacker.
Okay.
Large, incredibly physical, downhill tackler, big hitter, good interior blitzer, spies mobile quarterbacks well, good in zone, really aggressive, very strong, high motor, speed and lateral mobility are okay at best. Athleticism isn't special either. Terrible in man. While he's good in zone, he can be inconsistent, poor tackler, not a great block shedder when he can't dominate them with his strength at least, and poor angles to the ball, also poor instincts.
So
he's not like there's stuff to like.
No, there isn't. Poor instincts, inconsistent at zone, can't tackle, can't block shed.
Yeah.
Those are like the fourth. Oh, and not good in man coverage. Those are like the 5 things you need in an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah.
You just described like a shitty D tackle.
So that's the thing. Noah Sewell is like
Noah
my
Sewell
bottom
is
guy.
not drafted or not draftable.
Here's the thing, though. You have Demario Davis ahead of him for 2 more years. You hope that you could develop him because, well, I just said with him.
You just said he's not draftable. That's what you told me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, people like him because he's like.
He's Penei
it's literally just because he's a big hitter. And yeah, that probably too.
All right. Out of these
there's
guys,
people that are bigger fans of him.
Okay. Who's the most athletic / who can cover well?
Well, that's Noah Sewell for the most part is good in coverage, except for when he doesn't want to be.
Except for when he's inconsistent in zone and can't play man coverage, right?
I don't know. For some reason, I was just thinking because he would have time on the bench, he might be better. But
you can give Buddy all the time in the world you want. You cannot fix all of those problems.
Yeah, that's
listen.
true.
I'll put it this way:
I might have just been
linebacker,
really critical.
Yeah, listen. With how critical I am of safeties that can't tackle, how the fuck do you think I'd feel about a linebacker that couldn't tackle? That is your job. Like that's like telling somebody or saying somebody at Burger King can't flip burgers. That is your
something
job.
Ridiculous. This guy was like considered like one of the, like the top tier linebackers of the class at one point.
How?
I think something changed. Like America, I think it's another broken. One of the. I think it's another one of the like, one
Miles
of the
Murphy?
Clemson. Yeah, Miles Murphy.
Where he forgot how to football.
Where I think so. I haven't watched his older film, but I think that's it. Anyway.
Okay, so who's athletic? Who's good in coverage? Because I want somebody that's going to complement the white boy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Pete Warner.
Dorian Williams is really good in coverage, but he's not popping up there. Dorian Williams. Yeah, wow. You have to
the Tulane dude. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
I don't know why the fuck he's 163. That's ridiculous.
What was under Sovokia? That's not a name.
I don't know who
I'm
that
sorry.
So Dorian Williams, if you want to go with like a pure coverage guy, it's absolutely Dorian Williams.
Yeah, and you can get a guy that can refine his tools under Demario Davis, pair well with
and those
Pete
tools
Warner.
not incling just every single trait that you want to be.
Yeah. So basically what you just said to me is you're like, okay, so here's this quarterback, right? He can run a little bit, but like he's not accurate. His arm's kind of bad. He can't sense pressure.
I forgot how low I had Sewell. But like
you described Mitchell Trubisky as a linebacker. That's what you just did.
He lays the wood though.
Alrighty.
I forgot my report on him was that bad. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have even mentioned him.
Yeah. This is where I'd take.
Did we draft the speedy Chargers receiver yet or no?
I believe we did. We took Zay Flowers.
Oh, we did. Okay.
This is where I'd take Charbonnet.
Okay.
Because, like I said, you've got a guy. He at least adds something in the pass game, but he's also a great runner. And the Chargers don't have that. So, easy money. Lions. I'd be lying if I said I had any idea of what to do here.
I'm trying to look at teams maybe trading up.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically speaking, how much longer do we think edges are going to last?
There's a lot.
There's a specific edge that you and I like a lot. How long do we think he's going to last?
Zach?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. What team wants to take that chance? I mean, we didn't have – so we could have them take it. We could – show me all the edges. Like, they're not taking Will.
Yeah, you've got
no way they take Will.
Inadike, Uzama, Will
I could see
McDonald,
I
Cooley.
really could see Andre Carter. Not here.
Uh-huh.
Here. I could really see them getting Andre Carter, though. That just seems like a
That would be
lion.
cool. Yeah, I mean, if we want to go edge here, I could see Uzama going here.
Yeah, okay. Complimentary to Hutchinson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jaguars here. We didn't go safety earlier. What if we go safety here and take your boy that you were talking about earlier? Yeah.
Antonio? Yeah, okay. I like that pick. Buccaneers, I think they could trade back.
We need a linebacker.
Oh yeah,
we just traded away
Devin White. I forgot about that. Oh shit, they traded for this pick.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't remember, about an hour ago, we traded away Devin White and Mike Evans for pick 57. To be fair, I think that was mostly just getting value for Mike Evans and then getting rid of Devin White because Devin White is bad.
The same player would go for both the Giants and the Buccaneers. So, this isn't even like unrealistic. Yeah, Drew Sanders. Drew Sanders is like the exact fucking Todd Bowles, Wink Martindale linebacker. Just blitz.
Okay. So the Cowboys took Bijan.
I actually really like that pick for Bucks. Okay. See, they wanted to trade up. We knew that Drew Sanders was going to fall there. That's why we did it.
We knew. We were cooking. Speaking of cooking, what the fuck are the Cowboys going to do at 58? Took running back. What do they need?
Are they a good enough team to just say we want a third down specialist at the edge? Because there's a lot of those guys in this draft.
I could see it.
I think that they're stacked enough, even though they're still the Cowboys, but like they're
especially defensively. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see anyone there I would consider a liability. So what are we thinking? McDonald or
McDonald's probably the best of those guys. I mean, Keon White, as much as I hate the motherfucker.
No.
Yeah, McDonald.
No. Okay.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying he's the other option.
I don't care. I don't want Keon White anywhere near the first round.
Do we have the Bills taking? No. Okay. I forgot. Von Miller got injured, so I forgot about him.
I just want to let you know, I got the first draft of my thumbnail, and the guy who makes my thumbnails threw Miles Murphy, Will Anderson, and Mike Evans on the thumbnail.
Mike Evans, Miles Murphy, and who?
Will Anderson. So the big whoa, and then the two guys I don't like. It's like my worst nightmare.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Bills. They want to bolster up that run game. Do they take a running back?
Again in the second round after taking James Cook last year?
Well, James Cook, we know what he is. Like, James Cook will never be a third, 3-down back. Never. He will not be able to do anything
right
in the first two downs. Like, it's just not ever gonna happen. He's never gonna be that type of player. I think if they take someone that they really like in terms of first and second down, and then they just put James Cook in only for third downs, all of a sudden you really like that running back room.
Okay. Because, so who are you thinking?
There's not really like linemen that you like left, right?
Yeah,
no.
You don't like Avila?
Well, I didn't see him. You scrolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the move.
Okay. All right, so the Bengals, we took a running back in the first round.
Mm-hmm. This is another team I could see just going pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Just committing to a right. Am I wrong in that?
No. So who are we thinking?
I know. Hold on. Now I'm curious because I'm not opposed to two. Do they take Zach Harrison? Ooh. Hold on. Let's see if a team in round 3 would trade up.
Oh, okay.
Look at round 3. I'm curious how far away. Like, ooh. Do we like the Rams took who last? They took an edge, right?
It took Derek Hall.
Yeah. Imagine if they had. They actually could.
I think
Not.
there's a
No.
team sitting at 64 that could trade up if we're talking about edges going.
I feel like you're saying that just because Chicago. I'm trying to be like fair here, though.
No. I was joking. I don't know.
Like the Broncos have their edges.
Arizona. We took we didn't. We took Christian Gonzalez.
Tennessee took who so far?
Tennessee took Levis.
Yeah, and did they not have a second rounder?
I guess not. Arizona, though, I'm saying they took Osiris Torrance, they took Christian Gonzalez, and they don't have anything on the edge. Like their defense is
Tennessee
barren.
has their edges. So you know what? Yeah, let's do Arizona trades up.
Okay. Oh, whoops, not the Eagles. We want the Bengals.
Well, I guess Bengals wouldn't be like extremely excited to trade back, but they give up the assets, which I think the Cardinals should. And then we take Zach Harrison here 100%, right?
Yeah. Now I go sit in the corner and cry, and then we make our pick. I want to go edge again, I think. Who do I go with? Who is it? I mean, we both like Tooley, right?
Yeah. I like him. If you want to go edge, yeah, that's the move.
Okay. Yeah. Because that gives you on
you
early
just took
downs.
Keon White by accident.
No. That would be my actual reaction if we took Keon White. Oh my god. So just remember, this is Tooley. Keon White's not going to get drafted here, so it's fine. Yeah. So Eagles at 62, we went defensive line back to back. They lost the linebacker. But they have N'Kobe Dean to step up. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing about the Eagles. They have depth fucking everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we drafted more depth.
Hear me out.
Because I love the job that
Howie's killing
Howie
it.
Roseman kills it, yeah.
They lost Sayamalu.
Isaac, yeah.
I really, really like Chandler Zavala.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
I'm not objecting to that. Zavala's fine.
The Chiefs here at 63.
Got to take Lupika. Did I pronounce it? How wrong did I pronounce that?
Say it again?
I said Lupika. Lupiki? Lipke. It's spelled it's spelled Lupika.
Okay. No, it's not. Lupika would be like
it's picked. Yeah, it's spelled. Okay.
Lupika would be like that.
Yeah.
You just added an at the end.
Yeah,
no.
Unironically,
I think this is a great pick for the Chiefs.
They could just get him later, though. That's why.
Who the fuck cares? And I don't know if you actually can. Also, just because I fucked up the Keon White pick, we're making pick 63 for the Bears. Or 64, sorry. And I'm making sure Tajay Spears makes his way into this mock.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, there you go. That's 2
Look at
rounds.
that.
Even though we were
Crazy.
supposed to do 3, it took us, 3 hours? But no, I think we sat and fucked around for the first, 45 minutes, so maybe,
Well, yeah,
2
it
hours.
was a mixture of that, and then because we chose to do, which I think it was cool to do, the talking about every individual pick.
For sure.
It's a really cool way to do it. But it definitely makes it take longer. But I feel like it's better because we got a completely different perspective on every single pick of the draft.
I agree completely.
Although there were some picks we just agreed on completely.
Yeah. So, if you don't
I
have
love that
anything
we
else.
got Broderick on the 49ers, by the way.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah, that
happy we
was
did that.
sick. That was sick. But unless you have anything else to add, I'm gonna slowly scroll through this, and I'll let you plug your stuff, even though you already did, 6
Oh,
times, or
yeah,
plugged
yeah.
everyone else's stuff 6 times.
All right. Yeah, I'm No Huddle NFL on TikTok and Instagram. That is No Huddle NFL with no capitals and no spaces. I also have a podcast, the Goal Line Podcast on Spotify. It's the space goal space line space podcast. I also have a Twitter at No Huddle NFL with an underscore at the end. That is at No Huddle NFL with no capitals and no spaces with an underscore at the end. Yeah, there's not really much beyond that. Yeah, David seems kind of upset about
Fuck, where's he at?
Keon
Where's he
White
at?
going there.
Supposed to be flipped. I want to make that very clear. Keon White is not a Chicago Bear in this world. I simply hit the wrong button because it's 4:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm glad you had me on. This was great.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, or like Patrick just said, No Huddle NFL Goal Line Podcast. Make sure to check them out. Links to all that will be in the description down below. And if you stuck around this long, just do us a favor. Leave a like and leave a comment down below. Which they comment down below. Noah Sewell isn't draftable. If you've made it this far into the video,
I did not remember having that bad of a report on him. I knew there was stuff I didn't like about him. I didn't remember him being I remembered him as a raw linebacker prospect that hits really hard. I didn't know he was the worst prospect ever. You might have to do film on him and tell me if he's really that bad, because I probably got a lot of that wrong.
Yeah, when I go to linebackers, he will be the next guy I watch. Just for that
I
reason.
hope you do, because I can't imagine the former best linebacker in the class.
It's just
I think that's
undraftable.
yeah, because people were talking about him like that. I think I don't know, whatever. Most of my scouting is just reading other people's basically plagiarism.
Yeah,
not really.
So-called free thinkers when they have to scout linebackers, ladies and gentlemen.
I watch
and non-binaries. We're inclusive here. Everybody across the spectrum. Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there a? We're not going to get into all that. I was going to ask if there's a correct way to include non-binary people and ladies and gentlemen, but we're not going to get into all that. We do not need a gender debate at 4:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed. I've been MillerFootball. That's not how I outro my videos, but fuck it, I don't care. I hope you all have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it.
If you want your team to trade for Mike Evans on draft day.
Thank you for doing that in the middle of my outro. Anyways, for everyone out there watching, and Patrick as well, I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it because you're all wonderful people and you deserve it.